put the dog goes. Okay.
I thought that was actually the dog.
No, that was me.
It's like, damn, calm down, Hazel. Easy. Hello, True Fam, and welcome to a new and exciting version of TRUtalk with myself, Pimz, coming to you from the Great White North, and the well-known True Trader.
True Trader?
True
Really?
Trader, yeah.
Are we getting together? We're really going to start it.
We're bringing it back. We are bringing it back. For those of you who don't know what the True Trader is, that is White Shadow, aka getting white shadowed, aka being betrayed by your teammate with a shotgun from behind.
It was an accident. God, it was such an accident.
Before we get going, though, if anybody has any streaming that's the stream key one still. I need to fix that. That wasn't even intentional. I have a bit later on where I was gonna do that. Wow, that's okay.
I told you it was gonna happen.
I didn't even try. I can skip the one later. Oh, we are off to a great start.
We are off to a fantastic start.
So later on in the podcast, we are supposed to have a question period, I guess. If you guys have questions, send us an email at TRUtalk@TRUgaming.com with a subject of question or White Shadow's a traitor.
Yeah.
You guys can also find us on social media. I'm on Twitter as Pimz Digital. I'm on Twitch as ThePimz. I'm on Discord somewhere as just Pimz. You guys can check out White Shadow at
Whiteshadow_001 on Twitter or on Twitch at Whiteshadow_001.
Yeah, you're lucky and you have all your stuff have the same name.
Dude, I'm super upset at that because it's supposed to be just straight Whiteshadow001 underscores, no spaces, but like dude took all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that happens.
Kind of upset.
Actually, the reason I don't have mine is because some dude just has. There's somebody who has both ThePimz and Pimz, I'm pretty sure now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how. I don't know why.
What are the odds of... Oh, well.
It's... who knows? Anyway, so one other thing that we will have going forward is guests, but this week we have exactly 0 guests, so we'll be instead chatting with each other about how we wind up streaming, as well as how we became a part of the True Fam. We'll be talking hardware. We've got a few kind of fun segments that we've each put together. We're going to talk gaming. You can't have a True Gaming podcast without talking gaming. Exactly. Unless it's StreamKey, one of the other podcasts you can find on all the same platforms as... Oh, I ran out of breath already. You can find StreamKey on all the same platforms we are on. How are you, Shadow?
Are we going to be on YouTube? Are we going to do on YouTube?
We will be on YouTube. We'll be on... we might be on Twitch as of an upload. We'll be on iTunes, Speaker, or SoundCloud. SoundCloud? Cool. What? Oh, we were off to a great start. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
It's that Canadian accent coming through.
That wasn't
SoundCloud.
You want to go out for a rip and check out the SoundCloud, eh? Yeah, anyway. So, my Shadow, how you doing?
Oh, man.
What you been playing?
I'm doing fantastic. Today we were streaming some Fortnite with Dust. And had Captain Jack in there with me, and I think who else? Rambo was with us as well.
Yeah.
Good
old Rambo. So you're liking Fortnite? Do you want to talk? Is that one you want to talk about later?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Fortnite later.
Okay, because I haven't had a chance to touch it.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah. Myself, I started playing Overwatch again recently. We got my Discord all together and squatted up for some arcade games on Wednesday night. Oh god, that was a lot of fun. I haven't done that in a long time. I've been playing Legend of Zelda, and I'm going to be getting back into PUBG. I know we talked a little bit about that, but with the first person or FPP servers, I'm down to get back in. I'm down to check it out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you started streaming and how you got into this whole gig?
Oh boy. Well, started streaming October 2015 off my Xbox console, and I did it because I'm a professional gamer and I want to get back into gaming, but I didn't really specifically want to get back to pro gaming because getting into esports nowadays is hard, and I felt like Twitch was a lot easier, or at the time I thought it was a lot easier, because you can just kind of pick it up and start doing. You don't have to like be on a team. You don't have to go to tournament, travel, stuff because it gets.
You
And
were breaking up here.
am I really?
Yeah, I don't. That's not good. That is not good. One second here. Okay, so you were talking about how you got started streaming. Difficulties of getting into pro gaming.
Difficulties getting into pro gaming. So like pro gaming and stuff, you have to travel and you have to go to tournaments and it's expensive. You gotta be endorsed to do it nowadays because it takes a lot of money to get a team together, and you're not always guaranteed to win money. So I was like, hey, let's try this Twitch thing. And at the time, me and Whiteshadow had just moved in together, and she was pregnant with the baby. And so the only thing I had was my Xbox console. And so I started streaming off the console, and that Christmas invested in a decent PC. I was running Core i5 with a R9 390 graphics card, nothing big, and I had a capture card.
Boo AMD.
Yeah,
boo.
right. Yeah, right.
Oh.
For now. For now. Anyways, so that got me through. Had a capture. My grandparents got me a capture card. I got the Elgato HD60 Pro. Highly recommended. We'll talk about that later. But started streaming off of PC, and that's where I met Dust. And we started off with a really crappy community. We'll get into that in a little bit. I want to talk about communities and stuff. But met Dust, met Doc, and we've known each other since then. And just really hit it off. I got sponsored by Tru in February on 2016, and left all of the other communities behind. And I was like, this is where I'm staying. I'm going to grow with this company because they're going to be big someday, and I want to be a huge part of it. So fast forward to now, and that's where we're at.
And you're actually, on my side of things, as far as becoming a part of Tru, it's between you and Doc as far as who got me into the community. Like, you guys you're like, hey, this dude's kind of cool. And I'm like, I ain't nobody. You're like, shut up, come over here.
Yeah, we're like, dude, just freaking join.
Yeah.
See, I actually, I was the one that brought Doc and Dust to TRUgaming because I was sponsored. I was round one with Balak and Caribou, who are still two remaining of the first rounders.
Wait, I didn't know Veli was first rounder.
Yeah,
I knew you and Caribou, but
we're first round brothers, dude.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So just to fill anybody in who's not familiar with the way Tru works, we have this concept of sponsorship. Everybody, for the most part, that you'll see on this show will be a sponsored streamer. Basically, they're just people that Tru has gone and said, "Hey, you're an awesome streamer. We like you. You've done good things for the community. You're like a true dad." I was waiting for it.
Oh my god!
You can come be a part of our community. We'll support you. We'll give you some cool stuff. You know, it's a wonderful program, and it makes me feel very special to be one of the most recent sponsors and just be given the opportunities that they give us. Like, you were at ECGC as an ambassador. We've got Valak and Dan the Dapper going to TwitchCon this year.
Yep. As the now a part of the ambassador team.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Forever growing.
Who else? So Doc was there. Actually, Doc was a sponsored streamer who is now the official full-time TRUgaming streamer. Like, if you're ever on the TRUgaming LLC channel, it's probably him, especially if it's like during business hours. As far as me starting streaming, Oh, I hardly remember. I was trying to figure this out this week. And I just kind of started doing it. I was looking at my past broadcasts, and it was like April of 2015. There's a single stream. And then there's like nothing for like 2 to 3 months, and in like July and August, all of a sudden it's like every other day there's one. And I guess I can attribute this most to Gassy Mexican and La Renene, because I started watching Gassy on YouTube, and then that slowly brought me over to Twitch, alongside influence from my roommate, the Sail Cat, aka Briggsy. I came and I started watching Twitch, and I went, hey, this is kind of cool. I want to give this a try. And so basically I started, I think it was October-ish of 2015 again. I started taking it seriously. I built myself a schedule that has changed like every 2 months since then.
I know that feel.
And I mean, life happens, right? Life happens. You got to switch things up. And sometimes it's good to just switch things up.
Exactly.
But yeah, so since then, I've just been kind of trucking along. I've got a few people. I spend a lot of time building my own community, but it's also just like, I don't know, it's nice to join existing communities. That was one of the nice things with True, is it was an existing community, and it wasn't a Twitch growth community, which, you know what, let's just talk about that now. I don't know if you wanted to like do that as part of the gaming stuff. Can you handle that right now?
No. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and jump into that since it's kind of transition.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned the place like kind of brief where I met Dustin Doc. So you said Twitch growth community. Guess what the community name of the one that we were in was called?
Twitch
Grow. Yeah.
Yep.
Freaking, it was so bad, dude. At the beginning, like as a starting streamer, because I was inspired by King Ithalian and Professor Broman. I was actually, I'm still a sub of King Ithalian, and I sent him a message one day. I was like, this is never going to get answered, but whatever. And I was like, hey, what does it take to be a streamer, and is it worth it? He was like, dude, just do it. He was like, if you love watching streams and you love playing games, try it out. If you love it, just keep going. So here I am, kind of here because of you, Goth. Thank you. Anyways. So I got linked up with, at the time it was called Spidey Grips, and they're a grip company. And if you're ever thinking about a sponsorship, don't do it with a grip company. For the love of God, it's the worst idea I've ever had in my entire life. At the time, I was awesome because I was, first sponsorship. But I didn't really understand what a sponsorship was at that time.
Can I take a second and just like, do you know if we're doing StreamKey on sponsorships at any point? If you are looking for tips about streaming, StreamKey is the podcast to listen to for that.
Yes.
We're probably going to be talking about it a lot just because it's a new big thing for True, and it's kind of Green Cord's baby. Now that we have kidnapped this one. Sorry, Green. So now that I've completely just like derailed the conversation again, are you still with me? Did I just lose you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I muted my mic real fast.
Yeah. So, grip company, bad idea. Yeah.
Yes, grip company was a bad idea.
Did you find that grips helped with a controller?
No. No, not at all.
No.
I still have them somewhere. I'll show them to you guys on stream at some point.
Because I don't know. I don't find that I struggle with controllers and grip. Like, if I'm having trouble with grip, it's where most controllers, like, if you get, like, scuff and stuff, they've got the rubberized grip anyway, so it doesn't matter, and it's the palm of my hand, so I can just tighten up. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a little triggered by like grips.
And it's such a horrible concept. Anyways, so the company that we were with, they kind of branched off and created like a Twitch growth community, and all of a sudden he gave ownership of the grip company to his best friend, and they split and got into a really big fight, and things just went south from there. So the guy that owned Twitch Grow he took all of the followers from Twitch Grow on his Twitter account and created a professional gaming account. He had over like 130,000 followers, by the way. And then he just left us high and dry and went in and was like, hey, I'm done with you guys. I'm closing down Twitch Grow. You guys can do it with it whatever you want. So I'm sitting here thinking, we have this entire community, and I had to become a moderator. Dust became a moderator. And we all kind of banded together and tried to like keep it going. And it went south so hard. Then we went to D2S, and that was awful.
And that did the same thing from what I heard.
That did the same exact thing. I was on the moderation team there and saw everything behind the scenes.
So
it was so bad.
I've been thinking about D2S because you joined D2S like early last year, right?
Yeah, way early.
The funny thing is, I think we actually were in D2S at the same time, but I had gone AFK because there were certain things I was done with.
Yeah.
So like every time I hear you guys joke about D2S, and I don't even know where they're at, but there was some moments with that community that were
They're still up. They're under new management, and from what I hear, it's getting back to like it's actually a decent community now.
That's
but
good.
It's not as big as what it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drama, dude. Oh my god.
Yep.
See, that's the one thing that I love about Tru is like there's no drama, literally. If there's drama, it gets shut down. And then the difference between Tru and all of these other communities is like we have a moderation team and it's run by employees at the same time. It's an actual thriving company. It's not just, oh, hey, let's get together and build a community. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of differentiated Tru from a growth community earlier.
Exactly.
It's not that. It's different.
It's about gaming and streaming. And
ironically, I've had better growth since joining it, but
yeah, same.
I rest my case. Yeah.
So that's my experience.
I've had, I don't know. Communities like that are really, really hard to discuss. Just because discussing them and just like describing them can be really tough sometimes because everyone does it a little differently. And there are some people that like we met through Twitch sharing officially. Like I said, we were probably in D2S at the same time. And it sounds like shortly after we left, that went a similar way to Twitch Grow. But when I first joined Twitch sharing, it was a really nice community. And for whatever reason, just timing wise, it started to balloon, and I think they lost track of it, right? But it's now spun off another community that a few of the more active community members were part of the moderation team for it, and they've now gone, I can't do this. I want to just like be a person. Like I just want to be someone in chat having fun.
Yeah. I think it's streamers. Yeah, it's these two. I have them right here.
Oh.
I'm not going to name them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twitch sharing, that whole thing, I was one of the very few in Twitch sharing that was able to be in the mod team that wasn't a mod.
Yeah.
Because of my past experiences, and he wanted my help, and I was like, dude, I have no clue what to tell you now.
Yeah.
I was like, if you guys don't get a handle on this right now, it's going to go downhill. And that's the whole thing of it. Don't build a community and just get a bunch of mods to run it for you. If you're going to build a community, you get people that really love the community. You know them and know that they're not going to ruin it. That they're not out there for their own self-gain. It's for the benefit of everybody within that active community at the same time. And that's what I saw happening with all of these others that I've been in. They were always in it for their self-gain and not everybody that was attached to it.
Yeah.
And that's why they failed. That's why Tru is completely different.
And that's why it's the Tru fam.
Exactly. That's why it's a family. And that's why I'm still here after all this time.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'll be going on 2 years. And
it's kind of crazy to me because like I think I'm at 4 or 5 months in the community.
Yeah.
And it really is what you make of it, like as far as what you want to do, right?
Yeah, it exactly is.
Which is beautiful. I mean, I said, hey, I want to do some more stuff, and people went, well, here's some stuff you could do, and I'm like, I'll take that one and that one and that one. Yeah.
It's like Green Core's holding a scroll of everything that they do, and he's like, here, what would you like? Check from the menu.
Would you like fries with that?
Yeah, would you like fries with that? Because we have fries.
Speaking of like from the menu, right? We're gonna make a very awkward segue here. I just got confirmation that my first shipment from Legion shipped today, actually. So,
oh snap!
So Legion is one of TRU's. Are they an affiliate or a partner? We've got a few. Okay, yeah. So we're affiliated with Legion Athletics. They're a supplement company. Wonderful stuff from what I hear. Shadow, have you had a chance to try any? I hear lots of people talking about the Pulse, an energy supplement, and I'm really excited about the multivitamins myself. That's something I've always struggled with.
What are you, an old man?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
No, I've heard Pulse is really good. I haven't actually gotten to try it because I haven't been able to order any or do anything with it yet.
Yeah.
But just looking at the site, they are so transparent with everything that goes into their product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which tells me, like, I used to be a fitness buff, believe it or not. I know I don't look it. When I was competing in like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts and all that stuff.
Can changers even be fitness buffs?
Hey, Pims. Do you want another podcast? Because this is how you don't get another podcast.
He says, and then immediately giggles.
Exactly. No, but me and Wife Shadow met at the gym. Okay, so
okay.
Yes, you can meet women at the gym.
Is she sassing you right now?
She is totally sassing me right now. Oh my god.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, Legion is super, super great.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for that. I'm taking this as an opportunity to get back to the gym after a long time. I don't know, it's good to have something to help with the motivation a bit. They've got all kinds of stacks for like fat loss, muscle gain. I actually got the muscle gain one because if I'm going to lose fat, it's going to be because I have muscle burning fat. Well, that's not exactly how it works, but there's science in there.
I don't know if that's how it works.
We'll find out. I'll let you know. The results are inconclusive so far. For science, yeah.
For science.
Oh, God. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to transition into one of the topics we're going to talk about tonight. And that's hardware we are excited for. I know that's a weird transition, but like I have been itching. I was talking about this on stream the other day, and I've been nipping at the bits to get here for this. And
so there are two kind of topics that we're going to be doing here for hardware. So if you guys, I almost wonder if we need to move, because you've got Threadripper listed under hardware. Do we want to just move that down to AMD versus the world?
Just move it down to AMD.
So what we've got is we've got hardware time, where we're just going to talk about hardware, and then Shadow's got a little bit of a segment here about AMD versus the world, everything going on with AMD over the last couple months, and all the variety of things they're doing and the various levels of success. But we're going to start with hardware time. I think one of the biggest things we need to talk about is the Xbox One X, right?
Yes, the Xbox One X. Oh my gosh. So this is going to kind of fold into with AMD because they're running AMD hardware. Yeah. So Xbox One X, first truly 4K console. I know the PS4 Pro does 4K, but it's not like it's got its issue in itself. Yeah. First true 4K console that does 4K at 60 frames per second. PlayStation Pro can't do that. Cannot do 60 frames per second. It's a little tinier than the current Xbox One S console. Yep. Which is
already pretty
like incredible.
Yeah.
Because this is like a miniature ITX computer at that point. They're running a custom version of Ryzen as the processor. So it's an 8-core, doesn't have any threads.
Oh, so that is Okay,
It's based on Ryzen.
That.
Yes,
I did not know that was a Ryzen.
AMD update. It's still called the Jaguar chip, but it's Jaguar chip revision 2, which is based off of the Ryzen core, not the old excavator architecture that they used in the FX series, which is what we have in the current one, which is terrible. Don't even get me started on those. We'll talk about that in the AMD segment. But they're also running Vega. It has been confirmed that the one in the Xbox One X is Vega. I don't know if it's the 56 or if it's a custom GPU, but it is based on Vega.
I'm assuming being a console, it's going to be a custom. Like it's
more than likely.
It's either a custom or like a mobile, right? Just because of sizing.
No, something interesting about all the new consoles, like even the PlayStation 4, they're all based off of x86.
Oh yeah, I get. Okay.
It's based off of like a forked version of Windows, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Well, because the big thing with that Microsoft has been pushing with the Xbox One is that it's just on Windows 10. Like they've been pushing for. They've made Windows 10 this universal platform, and I think they've done a pretty good job with it. I haven't been hands-on too much with the phone, but
the phone's dead.
Oh yeah, no.
The phone's dying.
They were little fish, big pond, right? They were. It's like, oh god. Okay, it's like why can't I think of the name right now?
He's drawing blanks.
I am drawing a blank. Okay, maybe maybe you can help me with this though, because there's Atari. Atari is trying to get back into the console game.
Yeah,
but like we've got PS4, we've got Xbox, we've got Nintendo. Like
freaking giants.
Yeah, they're absolute giants right now. And Atari's like, hey, we used to do this back in the day. We haven't done it in like 30 years. But
that's like saying Sega is going to start building a console again. Like, do we need to remember the Dreamcast?
Hey, some people still remember the Dreamcast very, very fondly.
Oh, dude, I love the Dreamcast. But when the Xbox came out, it just hammered that thing into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's... So the other side of this whole Atari thing, sorry, I'm hijacking for some of my hardware stuff.
Oh, no, you're fine, man. I don't care.
Is back in like the late 90s, you know, we had, or I guess it was early 2000. We had, you know, Nintendo, we had Sony, we had what was left of the Dreamcast, and then this new player comes in. This new player comes in with this new box that's got this X on it. And
man, was it hideous.
Oh god. I was looking at old pictures. I was like, why did I used to think this looks cool? So there is, depending on how Atari executes this, if they can pull this off, there's potential for them to shift the market the same way that the Xbox did when it came out.
This is true.
It's going to be incredibly hard. They're going to have to, like... I'm trying not to use any Canadian phrases here, or any like... I just... They're going to have to hit a very, very, extremely fine point on this, and hit the market in such a way that it offsets it enough for them to get a foothold. Based on some of the other stuff they've done in recent years, not happening. They've had a few failed projects. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't know.
Like you said, it just depends on how they play their cards. They have to have good hardware. They have to have online support. They have to have a good UI, because if they have the crappy UI, it's not going to work out.
And they can't try and pull an NES Classic. They can't try and do a throwback console. They need something new.
They need a breakout, standout console that's going to wow everybody. Like, hey, you've got the Xbox, you've got the PlayStation, but can they do this?
Yeah. So, speaking of breakout, let's talk a little bit about Vega, because it's on our list here, and I want to talk a bit about Vega. Outside of the AMD versus the world, like, I don't think they pulled it off. I really don't think they pulled it off.
See, I'm going to reserve all of my stuff about it, because we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we've only seen leak stuff. so far, and that's running on
the leak stuff. This is based on a leak that was passed on to me earlier, and this is not solid information, but what I'm seeing is a 1080 with higher voltage a year later.
Yeah, it's yes and no.
Yeah.
Vega to me is kind of, I don't know. Because see, I can't base anything off of a reference cooler design, because we all know those reference coolers, they're not very good. Like, they're just the way they're cheap.
So that's the other thing that I'm not sure how I feel about it. Just they're so yeah, okay, we've got liquid cooled Nvidia GPUs, but
yeah,
the Vega, like they're selling it as like it's best as this, which makes me really wonder what the performance is going to be like on the air-cooled ones.
Well, if you look at the partner cards, like they said that about sorry, and to mute there. But if you look at like the partner cards for Nvidia, like Asus did a really good job with their cooler design, and it keeps it under 60 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So and a big misconception with graphics cards in general is I'm supposed to keep them running cool. Graphics cards love to be hot.
Yeah, no, they're like, meant. There's a sweet spot on them, right?
Idle temperatures for graphics cards are generally in the 40 to 50 degree area. Even if they're running at 70 degrees, they're fine. Like, don't freak out about it.
Yeah. Well, even with CPUs, like you don't want them running too cold. They actually they start to slow down if you get them too cold, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That also plays in with overclocking, because if you overclock too far, there's actually a threshold there where it's going to start processing stuff twice, and you're going to lose speed.
Yep.
It's yeah. There's all these misconceptions. It's yeah. I'm glad that you spend so much time with the hardware. Like, you've built so many PCs, even just since I've met you. Like, I think you've done 3 now, because you rebuilt yours. You built 2 of Doc's, right? The TRUgaming machines.
I've built mine. I've rebuilt it with the Intel, and I've rebuilt mine 3 times. I've done Doc's, and then I did my brother's. So that's 5 builds so far, just being in TRUgaming. Yeah. Oh, that's within the course of the last year, and I've done plenty more since 2004.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen the market change a lot, man.
Part of why I got onto Vega is just we've got this point for is the 1080 Ti still the best?
Oh yeah. I still think it is.
I like yeah. It's gonna be hard,
dude. Seeing Doc has a 1080 Ti in the gaming build that we did for like the one that I did when I went up there, and that thing is stupid. Like, well, single card.
Even 4K, my 1080 is incredible.
Yeah, and the 1080 can do 4K in some games.
Yeah.
But the 1080 Ti, dude, it's
something else, right? Yeah.
It's stupid. Only thing I think Vega's gonna alright, so here's my deal about Vega. If you can overclock it, if it's a decent overclocker, and you can overclock the high bandwidth memory, then Nvidia needs to start sweating a little bit, because high bandwidth memory, the way it handles itself, because they even have a high bandwidth memory controller on there, and it's like its bits per second are nothing like we've ever seen in graphics cards. Like, I'm talking, the high bandwidth memory is what they use in the Tesla architecture for Nvidia.
Yeah.
But that's a $7,000 graphics card. So we're getting the same memory that they use in a $7,000 graphics card in something that you can buy a 1080 for. So if you're able to overclock it and do stuff with it, I think we're going to see a different story.
Yeah.
But then power draw also comes into play there.
Yeah, so that's one thing. I've already said it. Like, I am not impressed with the power draw that they're listing.
I don't understand what the power draw figures are for, because they built in on the 14 nanometer FinFET, which is a very, very small processor die. It's the same one that Ryzen's built on.
Unless these are just going to like default run in that hotspot we were just talking about, like temperature wise.
Maybe. And maybe they're giving it more power draw for overclocking, because they know people are going to overclock the crap out of these things.
Yeah.
Because I've seen manufacturers do that before.
So with all this talk of AMD, let's switch gears. Tell me about Intel X299. I didn't do my rating on this one.
Yeah. My God, the nightmare that is X299. So we have. I was explaining this to the stream the other day. So you have a motherboard on X299. Now this motherboard can also handle their 4-core i5 and handle the I'm going to call them consumer grade. So you have your consumer grade i5, your consumer grade i7. That's the i7 4-core 8-threaded i7 that a bunch of people use. Look back at the 7700K and you'll know what I'm talking about, or the 6700K. That's called Kaby Lake X. Now, Skylake X is their enthusiast grade platform, and that's their multi-cores. They're all on the same motherboard, which is a good idea in theory, but when you buy that motherboard and you go out and it's like, okay, hey, I'm going to buy this super awesome motherboard with all of these cool features, but I'm going to get the i7 equivalent to the 7700K to put on said motherboard. All of those cool features that you wanted and they didn't really tell you that you couldn't use them when you bought said processor, you're not going to be able to use. So you just spent like $600 or $700 to buy features that you can't use.
Seriously?
And it drives me nuts.
That's kind
of and they don't really they put it in the fine print, but they don't put it out there to tell you what they're doing, which drives me insane the way Intel marketed it this year. That's why I'm so mad at them. Because they're just trying to get your money.
Well, we're looking at $1,400 i9s right now.
Yeah, that are 10-core.
Yeah. And that's really underhanded. I'm not impressed with that. That's kind of bullshit.
I don't understand it either. It's like I understand why Intel did it, because Ryzen, all of the same SKUs are on the same motherboard. So I can go out and buy a 1300 and put it on my motherboard right now, and it'll work. I don't even have to update the BIOS. Pterodactyl.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. She woke up.
I'll make sure I normalize everything. Yeah.
Okay.
We should be fine. Should be fine. Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But Intel tried to answer Ryzen and they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it correctly. And that's my whole beef with Intel right now. Like, I love Intel. I had a 5820K. It was a great processor. X99 is an awesome platform. Don't buy Gigabyte, for the love of God. Please, everybody out there, just don't do it.
Do you want to tell this story? Do you want to?
Yeah, let me go ahead and tell the story.
Yeah.
So, remember for all the new members in True, we did a Stack Up charity stream about a month and a half ago. And
that was already a month and a half ago? Damn.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while. So, a week before, like the Monday before the Stack Up stream, cut on my PC, I'm about to go stream and do my thing, like normal. And nothing boots up. Like, it booted up for like a couple seconds and just went on. And I looked over at my wife and I was like, okay, that's never done that before. And kept trying. Come to find, I started smelling like this really burnt plastic smell, and I knew something blew up inside. So started troubleshooting the RAM. That RAM was fine. Troubleshooted my graphics card, my capture card, literally everything in my system. Went online, and I started searching the forums on Gigabyte, because I was like, okay, is it my CMOS battery? Replaced the CMOS battery, still nothing happened. Found out Gigabyte did a stealth BIOS update, and it overvolted my GPU. No, I mean, it overvolted my CPU, my NZXT cooler. It overvolted my sound card, and luckily nothing else got hit by it. But it fried over $1,000 in parts. A week before we were going to be on the front page on Twitch. Talk about, like, freaking out. And this is like a few weeks after I had gotten laid off. Yep. So wait, maybe it's been like 2 months.
I think it's been closer to 2 months.
2 months. Wow. Holy crap. It's been a while. But TRUfam came together, got me the Ryzen 1700 and the Crosshair 6 Hero motherboard.
Yeah, huge shout out to everybody that helped us out with that.
Yes.
Like
Massive shout out
3
to
minutes
everybody.
20 seconds, by the way. Not you, Chaos. That was for Ragmar.
Doc. What?
You're gonna have to cut that.
I kind of want to leave it in.
Doc just came.
Doc raid. Doc raid. What the? Oh my god, that
Did
just like
somebody move him down here?
I feel like somebody moved him down here. Hang on, let me.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
I'm gonna go slap some wrists real quick though.
Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. That's funny as hell.
Oh, we're gonna have to smack Shady. Here, let me just server mute him real quick. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRUfam, where we screw with each other a lot.
We play pranks on each other all the time.
Yeah. So that voice that you just heard was
Ildatori, Doc.
That was Doc. Anyway, yeah. So TRUfam, in like a matter of hours. This is one of my favorite moments with the.
I think Doc said like 45. Within 45 minutes, they had enough money.
Yeah. What we did is Silicon Sentry, one of the Tru judges, one of our mod squad. He went and he made another version of General, and he called it Everyone But Whiteshadow. And it was everybody but Whiteshadow, and he went, okay, we need to get something together so he can stream for this event because we can't do this event without him. And just like, yeah, less than 45 minutes, there were a ton of us that just like, it was like $10 each, you know? Not a huge amount. They had to tell
people to stop donating.
Yeah.
And like people found my link and they just kept donating to it. And I was like, dude, guys.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
And that was kind of the point that I just went, you know what? I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be TRUfam. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment for the community. Absolutely wonderful.
I am forever grateful. And what was so sweet about it, like to me, was that weekend, like we were sitting there and we were like, hey, what the heck? We're not on the front page. But whatever. We're having fun streaming. We're raising money for charity. All of a sudden, I got front page, hit like, I don't even remember the view count, but like I was just repping TRUfam the entire time because it was so sweet, dude.
Yeah, that was incredibly hype. I'm kind of sad I was asleep for that.
You were asleep?
I think I was. That whole weekend's a blur because both days I stayed up till like 3 or 4 a.m. supporting the late shifts. Like, I don't even know.
This is true.
Like my first time meeting Paladin was at like 4 a.m. my time. Or no, midnight my time. Like 11 o'clock his time. And it's just like, hey, you need someone to play with? Yeah, sure. And then we spent like 3 or 4 hours just like going ham, playing Earthfall. So this was for the Earthfall Stack Up charity.
Yeah.
Stack Up is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful charity. You guys should definitely go check them out. Find a way to support them if you can. They're helping veterans. They're out there. They're getting them to cons. They were it was front row, right? At the Destiny 2 reveal. Like, it's a wonderful thing. So yeah, go check them out. We've got we'll have some more charity updates here in the community update once we're through the hardware section. Green will take care of you guys. Make sure you got on the information there. So, speaking of streaming, let's talk Elgato. Let's talk Elgato. Oh my
freaking
god.
Elgato, man. Oh, and by the way,
have you seen this week's announcement?
Yeah, we're about the 4K capture card?
No, I'm talking about something else. So,
the green screen?
No. There's something you missed. Else? There's something you missed, and it's wonderful. This is incredible, specifically for streamers on the go, people who stream from laptops.
No way.
They've got... It's a very, very simple thing. What was it called? They've got a little dongle. I saw this very, very briefly. It's a little... Yeah, it's called the Cam Link. You can take any camera I'm pretty sure this was this week. I may have just missed it on my feeds. Yeah,
because they just updated the software for it.
Yeah, you can take any camera you can think of. Your Canon 70Ds. I have an old Sony camera. As long as you can get it out to HDMI, you can plug it in via USB.
What?
Yeah, it's
dude. That's like you can use a GoPro.
Yeah. They basically what they've done is they've taken the HD60 and they've just made it like the size of a thumb drive. This thing is the size of my thumb. Like, it's incredible.
Dude, I gotta find this after we get off here.
Stack that on top of the green screen, the Stream Deck. Oh my god. I got the Stream Deck.
Has a Stream Deck.
Oh my, I'm in love with this thing, especially now that I'm figuring more and more things out with it.
I want one so bad.
Oh, it's well worth it. Like, at the basic level of compatibility they have now, I've got it doing controlling sources on scenes, switching scenes. I've got chat commands. I've got sound effects. Like, it's incredible what you can do with this little thing. And I'm not tapping into the Twitter integration. I'm not dealing with any, there's a bunch of other, small features. It's an amazing little tool. It was admittedly a little bit pricey, but I mean, it's been worth it. It's been worth all of it.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think the price is kind of subjective to it, because if you think about it, each one of those buttons is a small OLED screen.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's expensive. It's because it's all OLEDs. Like, I've not even... I haven't even played around too much with thumbnails on my stuff. Like, I'm just using the default ones, and that is enough for me. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Dust got one for his birthday. All of his are completely customized out.
Yeah,
it looks sick, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it is one of my favorite pieces of tech for the year already. Like, I just it's blown my mind having it. So, this green screen, though, I like this green screen.
All right, so as a guy that streams from his apartment in the living room and has a green screen behind, sitting up all the time, 24/7.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's no way for me to put this thing away and have to keep giving it back out every time. That green screen is a game changer for streamers like myself who are in very tight, small spaces.
Yep.
You can reel this thing down and put it under your couch, out of sight, out of mind. When you're ready to stream, pull that thing up, lock it in position, and you're done. That's it. I just want to know pricing.
Yeah, pricing is the thing with Elgato. Like I said, if you look at the functionality for a Stream Deck, yeah, okay, you can buy a $30 Logitech numpad or gamepad, and you can assign a bunch of hotkeys to it. Or you can spend, it's what, $150 US? I had to buy it Canadian, so my prices are all screwed.
Yeah, it's $150 US.
Yeah. So it's $150 US. You get, what is that? 15 OLED screens, each of which can be a command, or you can do what I've done. And I've got 3 of them set up as folders, which then gives you another 15 buttons.
Ooh, that's an idea.
All visually represented. One thing I will say, there's some glitching on the buttons on occasion. It seems to be better with the most recent update, but sometimes when I switch into a folder, there are other buttons that'll still be active in their previous state, like from the top level menu.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It's very rare that I actually see that. I could go on about the Stream Deck for days.
Something cool.
I'm gonna
finish your thought.
I was gonna say I'm gonna digress. We can move on to another piece of tech.
Something I just want to touch on Stream Deck real quick. Something I thought was cool, because I know people go out and, like you said, buy the number pads that are programmable and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But with Stream Deck, you can program one button to do 5 different things at one time.
Yep.
Which is insane. So you can have it set to just for instance, something that I saw on YouTube, which I thought was really cool. He had his intro button at the very beginning, and then when he pressed his now streaming button, so it was like his overlay, his camera, all of the stuff that you see when you watch a stream. He had the transition and like a sweet GIF plugged in. Like after the transition had phased through, it did like this explosion and his camera showed up, and I was like, "Excuse me, what?"
Yep.
It's Elgato has essentially changed the entire game of streaming.
Well, they've taken what for some like full-time partners is an expansive setup, and like this thing is the size of my wallet.
Yeah.
It's that is another thing, is the profile on it is beautiful. Like it is the exact same size as my Astro Mix amp.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. I have a Mix amp sitting right next to me.
Yeah. So most recent update, it looks like they added a bunch of stuff. You can now have a button play an ad. You can see your stream title in game. You can put you can put your chat in sub chat mode. You can put it in slow mode. You can put it in follower only mode, and you can put it in emote only mode as well.
So they're working with Twitch on this too. That's pretty awesome.
It's Twitch integrated. Like you sign into Twitch. It's also Twitter integrated. You can send out a tweet from a button.
What?
Dude, I haven't set that up because I like to customize tweets, but still, like, it's awesome. It's so good.
Well, it'd be good. Like, even I'm kind of speaking to the sponsored streamers here. Like, you know how we'd have to do our TRUgaming tweets every day. Mm-hmm. If you had those,
I know exactly where that was going.
Yeah, you know, like if like instead of having to like manually write those and schedule them, just be like, yo, I gotta send my tweet today. Boom, done.
Yep. Yeah.
Boom. There it is. What Baby Shadow approves.
I hadn't even thought of that. That's a really good idea. That might solve the problem where I haven't put out a tweet in like 2 weeks. Hi, Green.
It's okay. I talked to Green about it, and he's cool with it. Like,
yeah.
He was like, just be active.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't just disappear on us.
Yeah. So just. Oh my goodness, Elgato is just... They've been so strong this year. And...
They're coming out with a 4K compatible...
Yeah, so let's talk capture cards.
Capture cards.
Yeah.
I have the HD60 Pro.
I have the HD60S. The C, with the USB-C.
Oh, it has USB-C?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
sick.
It's the most recent version, and it's nice. It is so nice. The only time I've had issues is when I had it sitting on my router and it started to overheat, so my audio and video went out of sync. That is the only time I've ever had issues with any kind of anything with this capture card. Like it's. I'm glad I chose Elgato so far. Like I haven't tried others, but just from reading stuff, like reading people's experiences with other cards, I'm just like, I'm very happy that I've had such a scuff-free experience with this Elgato. I also just realized we've been talking about Elgato for like 20 minutes.
Dude, because Elgato's hype. And it's because they've done so much for the streaming community. Like,
yeah.
All right, so Evermedia was one of the big players in the capture card game for a while.
Evermedia is the same. I'm gonna call one of my least favorite gaming companies out on this. You look at the Razer Ripsaw. You look at the layout of the board. You look at the circuitry on the board. You look at everything on the board. Do you know what the difference is between it and one of the Evermedia cards?
Branding.
Yeah, it's black. So, yeah, that's...
So the Ripsaw is an Evermedia.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Kind of makes me mad.
Yeah, there was a bunch of coverage for it. I haven't done my research, I will say that now. I don't know the facts from the fiction on this one, but there were credible sources that made that comparison. The performance is almost identical. Like it's, yeah. I digress.
Can I be honest with everybody? Like, I'm gonna throw something out there about Razer. I hate that company, and it like it's bittersweet though because they're making Destiny gear, and I want it because it's Destiny.
That's me in the Overwatch gear.
But at the same time, I'm like, why did it have to be Razer and not Corsair?
Yep.
Why? Because I have all Corsair peripherals, and I want a pair of Corsair headphones because they look awesome.
Yeah.
And they do RGB. But the Mana Wars for Destiny, I was just like, I need those.
I had Razer gear for a bit, and I wasn't impressed.
It's like toys.
Yeah. But I will say, some of Briggsy's older gear does still feel good.
Yeah,
so
the older gear.
I feel like that's a more recent thing for them, is that they're starting to. Yeah.
Let me take back something about Razer real quick. I don't like their keyboards or their mice per se, but I do like their audio products because they own THX. They're doing audio correctly.
Yeah. One thing that I did see, and one thing I do like that Razer is doing, is they're doing streamer-friendly laptops.
This is true.
Yeah. The Archangel design. Did you see that at? I think it was at. Is it EGX? It was back in like April-ish. They have a triple monitor laptop prototype. Do you know how nice that would be, like, on the go?
You know, Linus got to play with that thing, right, in his studio? Linus Tech Tips?
I know Syndicate got blamed for stealing it.
Yeah. That was a whole PR thing. That was all for PR.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed. Like, yeah. No. I didn't know Linus got to play with it, though. What were his impressions?
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm really impressed with the specs on those laptops. It's always going to come down to price point for me, though. I would rather buy an ROG just because there's a at least a few $100 Canadian difference for me there.
Well, I love Asus. If you've ever seen my PC.
yeah, we had this conversation. I find that a lot of TRUfam is like Asus, or okay, you say it Asus, I say Asus.
It's either way.
There's a whole conversation that can go on there that we're just gonna skip. It's either Asus or Corsair from what I see with most of the most active people.
Or EVGA. EVGA is another staple that people love to go with.
I'm turning away from EVGA after they fucked up the heat sinks on the early 10 series Nvidia cards.
But they fixed it.
Yeah, but now I'm trying new things.
I've moved on. I've moved on from this.
It's so you had your rant about Gigabyte earlier. I'm on a Gigabyte 1080. And this thing has been reliable as all hell.
No, their graphics cards, I will say this. Their graphics cards are mega reliable.
Yeah.
Because my R9 390 was a Gigabyte, and that thing was a champion.
Yeah. You definitely got screwed over on that BIOS update. Like that's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, their motherboards, don't buy them.
Yeah.
Ever. And I hate it because their new motherboards, the Aura stuff, looks so good. And I'm just like, oh god, that motherboard is beautiful.
That's why I built the PC I got. I got the Sabertooth Mark S with the white camo. Oh, it's so nice. It's such a pretty board.
I so hope they make one for Ryzen. That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
The tough armor.
Yeah. I love this Stay Tough. I've got a white case. I've got the white Stay Tough on the case, so it's like it's gloss over my matte finish on the case. It looks pretty cool.
And this is like my spirit animal. Just letting you guys know, because like I want to do an all white build.
I did a white and blue build. That is what I did.
So it's a Whiteshadow build.
Yep. My next one, I'm gonna do all black though.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stealthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's roll it back to where we got off on that tangent. Okay. Best capture card for streamers. Is it the HD60?
I want to say the HD60 series.
Yeah.
Or if you have the money, and this is only, guys, let me stress this, if you have the money, and I'm talking these cards are upwards of $400, anywhere from $400 to $1,000.
You going Blackmagic?
No. Do not buy Blackmagic for streaming with OBS.
Okay.
We experienced that at East Coast Gaming Conference. Don't buy Blackmagic for streaming through OBS. Blackmagic is good for capturing vlogs and stuff for YouTube or like professional photography type stuff. But Magewell is the best because it integrates 100% with OBS. Blackmagic has some proprietary software that you need, and it doesn't work well with OBS.
Well, that's kind of... Because aren't there Blackmagic cards in... Oh, is that why Doc had all those issues when you guys first built?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So what do you have in there now? Do you have Magewells in there now?
What, mine?
Or in his? Or have they just stuck with the Blackmagics?
No, they got he got an HD60S, from what I understand.
Okay,
yeah,
so he's on the
Elgato.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so specific Magewell card? Is there one?
There's a dongle that uses that. I don't know the model number right off the top of my head. I think it's like XI100-D. I think that's the dongle. It's an HDMI dongle, and it's literally, even with an HDMI dongle, absolute zero latency. And if you ever have an issue, you literally unplug it and plug it back in, and it's fine. That's how you troubleshoot it.
The little white one? Yeah, it's the XI100D. I think UVC is one of the options. That's a nice looking card.
Yeah, and it's skinny. It's just a tiny little thing, and there's no software needed. You don't have to update it. Yeah. I mean, there's a driver, of course, but it does its own auto update. Dust has that, and the color correction on it is perfect.
Interesting. Okay. Do you know if it captures RAW or?
Yeah, I do believe it does. All of them do, because those are the type of capture cards that not radio stations, but TV stations use.
Yeah.
But King Athalion, if you guys ever watch Speakeasy for King Athalion, he has the 4K multi HDMI card, PCIe card, and like Speakeasy looks so good with all the cameras that he has going through it.
I really want to have like a multi-camera, multi-screen setup someday, but right now I don't have the room for it.
Yeah.
I barely have room for my $20 lamps.
Maybe if you just move down to North Carolina near me and we can get a studio, we'll do something crazy.
Well, see, tempting, but where I was going is we do have that one invite from Green, you know?
That's true.
Where we could potentially be.
We're not going to say anything.
Yeah.
We'll just hit around and see if you guys can guess it.
Yeah, if you guys can guess it, send us an email. Send us your guesses as to what Green invited us to do. It's 100% safe for work.
100% safe for work.
100% safe for work.
Even though Green Court is mega cute, but... He's adorable. I love him.
Oh boy. Yeah, I love the idea of having a studio for all of this, but there's income that needs to come with that.
Yeah. Maybe when we're partnered.
Yeah. Maybe once we're like huge partnered streamers. Make sure you guys go follow ThePimz and Whiteshadow001
on Twitch.
On Twitter. I still have a YouTube channel, but I never post. So we've kind of spackled this in as we've gone through.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this M audio interface that I'm playing with. This is like, let's talk a bit about hardware we're excited about.
Man.
This M track is beautiful. My only complaint, and this is actually kind of a big thing for some people. The USB-C that it comes with is a foot long.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah. I have exactly one spot that I can fit this thing on my desk right now. I need to buy a new cable for it. It's got one of the shortest USB cables I've ever seen. Actually, no, to be fair, my Scarlett was just as short.
Oh, I was about to say. A foot long? What were they thinking?
Yeah, I think they're assuming that you're not going to have your computer under your desk and your audio interface on top of it. Or
yeah, you're going to buy the super sick audio interface.
So here's the thing.
But you have a foot to play with.
I'm willing to bet that their USB hub for these things has a longer cable out of it. Because they
want you to buy that.
Yeah, because they sell, and it's got like 5 or 6 inputs, USB inputs. There's a mixer monitor you can get that it's basically the M-Track, but purely USB. And I guarantee you that's why these things only have such a short cable.
Now, do you have the one with the... I know there's 2 SKUs for it. Do you have the one with the MIDI interface?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
I have the one with the MIDI interface and the 2 ins, 2 outs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked it up and I was like,
It's cheaper than the Scarlett. Which I find... Nicer. Yeah. I'm very impressed with the audio so far. I think it was $60 cheaper for me than the Scarlett. So the Scarlett 2i2 is an incredibly sound, like very, very solid interface. But so one thing that Whiteshadow here taught me about when we bought the current mic that I'm using, I went from an Audio-Technica 2020 to an MXL BCD1. The BCD1 is like $75 cheaper. I think it was $130, so it might even be like even less. It's a wonderful mic. It performs really well, but it's not expensive. And this has got me shopping through other brands. Like, I remembered talking to Shadow about M Audio when we were talking interfaces, and I went and I looked at this thing, and I looked at all the stats and reviews on it, and they were they're very, very similar to the 2i2, but it's like $60 cheaper.
I feel like Scarlett now, you're just kind of paying for the name.
The body. The body's what
That's
you're paying
true.
for, because those are, I believe it's aluminum bodies, whereas this thing is it's aluminum along the bottom, and then everything else is plastic. Whereas the Scarlett is like, it's aluminum all the way around. Like, that thing is made to take punishment, whereas this thing is made to be, as bad as that sounds. So the thing with the Scarletts is they are made to be on the go. That's why they have the Solo, the Solo is tiny.
Yeah, it's
like,
tiny.
It's such a small interface. Yeah, so that's the difference there. Is like this is a little less rugged. This is definitely meant more for in the studio and less throw in your backpack and go on an adventure.
Yeah. Something you said when we were talking about it, when right when you first got it, I started looking up reviews for it, and a guy said the exact same thing you did. He was like, the knobs on this thing feel like something
God, can we talk about the knobs on this thing?
I've never heard of anybody so excited about the knobs on an audio interface, but this guy said a whole 2 paragraphs about it.
I could go on for... This is part of why I buy... So, for my DJ hobby, I own an Allen & Heath PX5.
Jelly.
I am going to bring you one of the spare knobs for that when I come down to North Carolina, because you need to fucking feel these. It's such
Pimz
a
is going to let me feel his knobs. I can't wait. I am so excited.
Oh, okay. Maybe that wasn't the best. Okay, all right. Well, it's out there now. But like there's a weight to them, especially with like the big central knob on this thing. It's like it's got the right kind of resistance and the right kind of weight to it that it feels
professional.
Yeah. No, it feels incredibly sturdy, and it actually, so my thing with knobs is a good knob means high precision. The PX5, the knobs on there are rubberized. They're weighty. They've got resistance as you turn them. Like, you can make adjustments on those that my Zone, oh god, it was like an X48 that I upgraded from. Like, this thing is almost 20 years old. Like, it had a lot of play in the knobs, but these things, like, the resistance you feel is like the precision of the knob.
Yeah.
I am big on like the feel of things, right?
Pimz is dancing around saying, I am big on the feel of knobs.
Well, no, so the reason I'm on my Corsair K70 is the feel of the textured keys. The 1 through 6 and the WASD.
I don't have those.
Oh, dude, you are missing out.
See, I can get them.
Yeah,
are they really that good?
They are good. So
I'm gonna have to pick them up.
They're both textured and tapered. So the 1 key and the 6 key have a taper to them that's opposite of each other, so that you know when you're at the edge just by feeling where you're at. The W key has the same thing going away from you, and then there's a very, very fine taper on the A and the D, so that you can tell it's the A and D.
Oh, I need those.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of the biggest selling points for me on anything. Like, it has to feel right. The M65, like the feeling of the matte coat and the weight adjustments. Oh my god. Oh
yeah, I'm rocking the Pro.
There's a bunch of us that are on the M65 Pro and a K70 keyboard. It's really funny. And that's among the sponsored streamers. There's at least 3 of us.
I love how I find this really funny. I love how like Green and Obs are like the biggest Razer fanboys in the entire world, yet everybody uses Corsair.
Yeah. Yeah, I like bugging Green about that. I don't dare bug Ops because he will nerf me, and it will not be funny.
You know he owns everything Razer.
Really?
Like when we were at ECGC, Razer launched their partnership with Gunnar Gaming Optics, and he bought a pair of the glasses.
I have a pair of those.
No, he has the Razer version though.
Yeah. So I've got the Gunnar version from like a year and a half ago. I have them sitting up on my shelf here.
Dude, I'm so disappointed. People used to wear that at MLG tournaments, and I was like, dude, it doesn't help you. I don't know why.
So, yeah, it really doesn't. I got glasses back in January, and they have the mildest yellow tint, and they were saying like, this is the most you need. Like it's. Hi, Baby Shadow.
I have Baby Shadow now.
Yeah, you got a parrot going on there. But it's like, it's one of those things. It's like the gigahertz on a CPU. We talked about this. This is a throwback to like the beginning, and just like it's. There's only so much of it that will help you. Sounds like the little one's waking up, and I need to use the washroom. So how about we take a break, and I will.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break. We're going to throw you guys up the community spotlight from Greencord. And we'll be right back. We'll be back with you guys in a minute here.
What's up, everybody? This is TRUGreencord, and I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of some of the events going on in the community. Hope you're enjoying the show. ThePimz and Whiteshadow are awesome, as always. The biggest thing that's coming up is we have our August charity stream coming up on August 18th through the 20th. That's next Friday through the Sunday. And it's going to be starting at 12 p.m. Eastern and going all the way till midnight on Sunday, again, Eastern time. You guys can win all sorts of giveaways during that. You can win Discord t-shirts as well as TRUgaming t-shirts and sweatshirts. And during the stream, we'll be supporting an organization called Stiggy's Dogs. If you want to learn more, just go to our website, TRUgaming.com, and look in the news section. Yeah, other than that, the other big announcement is that we have our other podcast will also be coming back with its second episode. That's called Streamkey Podcast. And we're going to have the community manager from Funcom on for that, as well as Whiteshadow. He's kind of doing double duty of podcasts this week. And in that show, we're going to be covering how to network effectively with devs if you're a streamer, how to work with developers and organizations in general, how to find some connections with them. So if you want to learn more about that, again, just check out our website or find us online at social media. And the last thing I want to mention is that we have sponsored streamer applications opening soon at the end of August, probably really be about the first week of September. Those will be opening up again. So if you're looking to get sponsored, like these guys, Whiteshadow and ThePimz, amazing guys, if you want to join their ranks, definitely keep an eye out on our website and Discord. That should be coming soon, and we're excited to see what you guys have. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you later.
All right, shout out to Greencord for that community update. We're back. We're going to be starting off with AMD versus the World, brought to you by Whiteshadow. You want to take it away?
Let's do it. All right. So, as you guys know, AMD has really shaken up the PC industry as of, January of this year. Leading up to that, pretty much all of 2016, they've been teasing this new architecture that they built called Zen, but they never really been giving us little snippets of what they're planning on releasing. So around February of this year, they launched Ryzen. Finally released it. They told us everything that it's going to do. They showed us this 8-core processor of unknown clock speeds, unknown origin. Like, they didn't tell us much what it can do, but they showed us on stage live that it can match the performance of a 6900K processor from Intel, which, if you guys don't know, that's an $1,100 processor. And then they said, hey, guess what? The one that just beat that processor, the $1,100 one, it's only going to cost you like $500. That was impressive. So fast forward to today, now we have Ryzen, and just 2 days ago, they launched another processor, which we didn't really know about until the middle of this year, literally like a couple of months ago. And they were like, hey, we got another one coming out, and it's going to go after Intel's high-end desktop platform, and it's going to have 16 cores, 32 threads. It's called Threadripper. That just launched, and it's matching Intel just the same. And they actually beat Intel at their own game. AMD is shaking up, even if they don't beat Intel in everything, they're shaking everything up and saying, hey, you don't have to buy into like little incremental upgrades. This is what AMD is about. They're showing the world that AMD is here to play, here to stay, and they're going to challenge Intel at their own game. So we got Vega coming up, which is a GPU, and me and Pimz hit on this a little bit earlier. You got Vega.
Yep.
I don't think Vega is going to do what AMD has done in the CPU game right now, because they're beating Intel at their own game. Like, they're gaining back market share. Right now, with just Ryzen, don't even factor in Threadripper sales yet. With just Ryzen, AMD has 40% of that market share back from Intel. So that's 60-40, and they're gaining ground on them every single day. And it's not only just the price, but it's the performance that you get for the price. So right now, I can get, say for Doc's PC, for instance, that processor that he has is $250. Intel equivalent of that processor for the same price is an i5. His is a 6-core. An i5 is just a 4-core processor. The 1600X for $250 gives me the same performance as a $500 or $600 Intel counterpart. That's ridiculous to me.
And that's definitely something that AMD has done right on this front.
Exactly. And the reason why they can do that is because AMD manufactures their own chips. They do all of their own manufacturing, which they can bring their overhead costs down. Intel has to get Foxconn or like another chip maker to do all of the manufacturing process for them, which is why AMD is beating them in their own manufacturing process now too. AMD is the first of the 14 nanometer technology. Their next chip, the next version of Ryzen, they've already said is going to be on 7 nanometer. So they're cutting it in half. Which, if you guys don't know, when I say nanometers, they're literally like the size of the chip die. And when you get chips that size, in computing, the smaller you get, the better performance you're going to get out of it, because the less volts and the less power is going to take to run those type of chips. That's why AMD is so good. Like, my current system, I'm running the 1700 clocked at 4 gigahertz, and my temperatures are like nothing when I have on my Intel.
So it's this is one thing that I've been hesitant with the Ryzen for, is the clock speeds. So you can get them up to 4 gigahertz is what I'm hearing.
You can get them to 4 gigahertz right now. Some chips you can hit like 4.2. That's the highest I've seen on a custom loop.
Yeah.
With Intel, you can get those higher clock speeds, and that's where they're beating AMD.
Yeah, so
the clock speed game.
My 4790K is a 4400 stock overclock.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that actually, like, knowing you can get them up to at least 4 hertz, because a lot of what I'm seeing is 3.6 as like the max, and that was concerning to me. It definitely appears that I could have done a little more research on the clock speeds. That's good to know.
The whole thing that was holding the clock speeds back was the BIOS updates, where AMD messed up with the launch. And anytime you launch a big product like this, you're always like, you're never going to have a perfect launch out of the gate. Unless you're Apple, because everybody loves them, and no matter what you say about Apple, they're perfect.
And Apple's actually capable of overpowering Nintendo in the market even.
Yeah.
That is a whole other discussion.
That's
Sorry.
a whole other discussion for a different podcast. But AMD didn't give the motherboard partners enough time to get their BIOS ready. And that was a really big hit to AMD at the beginning of Ryzen. But once AMD was really vigilant getting the updates out to all of the partners like ASUS. ASUS was really close with AMD right now, by the way. They're working on something in the background, which we don't know of. I'll talk about that in a second. But ASUS, MSI, Gigabyte, as much as I hate Gigabyte, they've been good about it too. All of these updates for the BIOS have done nothing but made Ryzen better. Like at the beginning, your memory couldn't get above 2,666 megahertz, which on Intel, we have like 4,200 and some ridiculous overclocks on the memory even. Now we can hit 4,000 megahertz on the memory, hit all sorts of stuff on it now with the new BIOS updates. So AMD's done a really good job at getting Ryzen to where it needs to be. And like I was talking about earlier, Ryzen is so future-proofed. Modern software can't take advantage of all of the technology inside Ryzen, which me and Captain Jack talked about this day. Future-proofing is a good thing because next year, if I'm on Intel and all of this new software comes out that my processor it's gonna start bogging my processor down, my Ryzen's just gonna be like, dude, I got all this stuff to play with. Let's go. Let's freaking do this, man. I was built for this. And see, that's where AMD looked forward, whereas Intel over the years, if you look at even going from PIMS 4790 to like a 6700 Intel i7, that's only a 5 to 10% incremental upgrade over the previous generation. If you look at the 6700K to the 7700K, same thing. It was even smaller. It was like 5 to 7 incremental upgrade, depending on if you won the Silicon lottery or not. If you got the Silicon lottery, which if you guys don't know, if you win the Silicon lottery, that means you got something that overclocked ridiculously and it just outperforms every other chip in its class. You could get, that was like a 15% upgrade, but I don't want a 15% upgrade from a previous generation chip. I want something like, I want to see like 30 to 40% gains because I'm going to be like, oh, hey, I might actually want to buy that if it gives me that much more performance. So I think AMD did a really good job this year. Vega concerns me, like we were talking about. I'm excited because I'm excited to see somebody really battle Nvidia. But
yeah, regardless of like where it's coming out, they're still coming out and saying
we're still here.
This is what, yeah, they're saying we're here. We can create a 1080.
Exactly.
Like they can compete.
Which before, and when they were on the previous architecture that they were on was called VG. And before even Polaris came out, that's the RX 480 and the RX 580. That's the Polaris architecture. Before they even came out with those, they were on VG, and the VG did not do good at all. Like their top end card, the R9 390X, was maybe in between a 970 and a 980. And then you had the Fury X, which tried to be the 980 Ti, and it just couldn't hang. Like AMD could not hang back then. They had really nice looking cards. Like they were cool to look at. They were built well, but they just couldn't hang in the GPU architecture. Fast forward to now, they got the low end market out of the way with the RX 580 and 480. Now they're hitting that high end market. And even though it's still probably going to be the same, or if not in between a 1080 and a 1080 Ti performance,
that's
still bragging rights. Like,
yeah,
say I don't have enough money to get a say I have enough money to get a 1080, but I want more performance than a 1080, but I can't afford a 1080 Ti. Get a Vega.
Yep.
There you go. Oh. Go with a Vega. It's going to run all your games. And actually, they did a blind test between a 1080 Ti reference card, that means the blower style, and a AMD Vega 64 reference card, blower style. And and they were running a G-Sync monitor for 1080 Ti and the FreeSync monitor for the AMD card. More people said they couldn't tell the difference between the two, and like I think it was like 30% said the AMD did better. 40% said they couldn't tell the difference, and like some were like, "Oh yeah, I can tell this one is a better card, the 1080 Ti." Which, if you were watching the footage, you couldn't tell at all which card was which, because at a certain point, the human eye can't tell the difference between 400 frames and 300 frames. It's impossible. I'm sorry. Even if you say you can, you can't. Just stop it. Science has already proven it.
Yeah, and so there's like fighter pilots have gone on record as being able to recognize the shape of an enemy plane at equivalent to 220 hertz, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not gonna notice that difference.
Especially when you're enabling technology like G-Sync or FreeSync that take advantage of all of the frames that the monitor can handle. You're not gonna tell because they're made to smooth the experience out. The thing I'm excited for Vega is really pushing Nvidia to innovate, because I feel like Nvidia started to slack a little bit too. Like, something that Nvidia did at the beginning of the year that really pissed me off, and I talked about this at East Coast Gaming Conference. When they brought out the 1080, a couple months later, they were like, "Oh hey," because we didn't know if they were going to make a Ti this time. They brought out the Titan XP, little p.
Yeah,
Titan X Pascal, because Pascal is the architecture. And they were like, "This is the pinnacle of modern GPUs." And all of a sudden, fast forward to February. Oh hey, we brought out we're bringing out our 1080 Ti, and it's faster than the old Titan X Pascal. Well, don't worry about that. We're going to bring out a new Titan X Big P for the same price as that old Pascal that we came out with, and everybody bought because they thought it was the pinnacle. So Nvidia pulled a fast one on everybody. It pissed a lot of people off.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I'm really hoping AMD can push the envelope and come out with an enthusiast grade card like a 1080 Ti or a Titan X, and show Nvidia and say, "Hey, this is what Vega does." Which brings me to this. AMD and ASUS are working on a dual GPU card based on Vega that's going to have 16 gigabytes of high bandwidth memory. Vega has 8. And it's going to have 2 of the Vega GPU chips on the same card. It's going to be a completely custom board. ASUS is the one kind of pioneering it alongside AMD. Little information has leaked out yet, but I'm telling you right now, there's been some inside testing done, and it has been said on sites like WCCF Tech, Ars Technica, and Anandtech, a bunch of sites that I go to daily. And they've said it blows a Titan XP, Big P, and dual SLI out of the water.
Okay, so is SLI still relevant? That's
depends on what you're doing. Gaming, no, because nobody's coding games to do it anymore. SLI is relevant if you're designing, if you're doing things like what Dust does. True, like what they do with their video editing and stuff like that, they would benefit from it.
So all my After Effects work would probably benefit from that. Yeah,
because they can. Little known fact about SLI, when you do put the SLI bridge on like a video card, they do use high bandwidth memory to transfer. Like the transfer rate is the same as what would be on the AMD card. Crossfire is going away. I know that for a fact. Like, this is the last generation of AMD cards that will support Crossfire.
Yeah, because it's been on the decline. We have the cards now compared to what we used to like need for gaming. It's they're doing things smart enough that we don't, for gaming you don't need it. Well, like, for render farming,
like mining, yes, mining, yes. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on about AMD. For some reason, AMD cards have been like ridiculous for mining and farming, and like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of those cryptocurrencies, which Nvidia hasn't done really well on. I mean, the 1070 is one of the best because just the sheer power draw that it needs to power itself is like nothing. But apparently the new I'm really hoping Vega's launch isn't hindered by miners, because apparently Vega does like a 1000 hash rate, which you would normally need like 6 or 7 cards, and you still wouldn't touch 1000 hash rate to mine. So I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking, well, if Nvidia doesn't do good in the gaming market, they can always market towards miners. You know, I mean, they can make money that way. But I just want to see Nvidia push harder. I love Nvidia. I love AMD. They were cool to each other on Twitter the other day. Like,
that was so cute.
that was awesome. Like, I love when companies that you think fight about stuff or like rivals come together and they're like, hey, dude, congratulations. Like Xbox and PS4 during E3, you'll see them tweet back and forth with each other during the conference. And I think that's cool. So I just want to see Nvidia push harder. I want to see AMD push harder. And it's like, guys, it's such a good time to be a PC enthusiast because now we don't have just Team Blue and Team Green ruling the roost. All of a sudden, Team Red's back in the game, showing the world, hey, there's a third guy in this, and we know what the hell we're doing.
See, this actually ties really nicely into my little spiel about Atari, right? Like the way Microsoft changed things with consoles, and how if they do it right, they can do it. We've got proof that somebody's gone, hey, we're still here, and we can do good work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's, yeah. So, you gonna make the switch? Oh wait, no, you've already made the switch. Are you gonna make the graphics card switch?
That remains to be seen, because I am a huge fan of Sapphire, which Sapphire and XFX only make GPUs for AMD, just much like EVGA. I call them a Vega, just because it's easier to say. Just like EVGA does for Nvidia. But I really want to see what Sapphire, like all of the partner cards, Sapphire, Gigabyte, XFX, MSI, I want to see what those guys do with the Vega architecture. And I want to see how cool they can get these cards running before I make any final judgment. Because I don't base anything off the reference blower that comes from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
I base it all off of when we start seeing the partner cards come out, what overclocking can do. That's when you really know a GPU is going to be good. So will I make the switch? All depends on if it's going to be at least somewhere near a 1080 Ti, because I can afford a Ti. Not many people can.
Yeah.
Although I want one, because that'd be amazing for my gaming rig. But for streaming, I feel like Vega might be a good thing. Plus, I just want an all AMD system again. I haven't had one in a while. But yeah, I don't know yet. Talk to me next time about it.
All right, so sorry for the interruption there, guys. Had to deal with the little ones.
It's tough being a dad.
Yeah, I'm not ready for it. I also don't have to worry about it just yet. So let's talk about games now, because can't have a true gaming podcast. I said that already. Ooh, reusing jokes on episode 1.
Wow, already.
Oh,
Dude, guys, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So
got any verses?
Oh God. Probably not gonna talk about God of War or Red Dead 2, because we have that on the list, but
yeah, I haven't been following those two.
And Wolfenstein 2. Don't know much about that either, unless you do.
I just know that I'm hyped for it. I need to buy I bought the other two. I need to play through them, but from the trailer, like, it looks like it's gonna be a fucking ride. It looks like it's gonna be so much fun.
See, I just watched videos and stuff on it, and I was like, dude, the whole time, I wasn't even listening to the story. I was like, this game looks so good.
Yeah. So what games on the list do I Battlefront? I'm sure you want to talk about that.
Yeah.
D2 speaks for itself. We'll definitely talk about that.
That crappy game? What are you talking about?
Okay, so how was the Destiny 2 beta?
Let's go ahead and talk about Destiny. Get this out of the way. Because I have my reservations about... There are some things that bugged me, and some things that I was like, yep, this is it, right here. This is it. This game is perfect. So starting with the strike, I'm going to start with the things I didn't like and things I'm going to move into that I did like. So things I didn't like, the strike was terrible. Like, I absolutely did not enjoy the strike. I thought it was stupid. First time I played through it, I was like, oh, okay, the tiered boss thing is kind of cool. Because, like, you had to get his health bar down. He hit a certain area. Then you dropped into another portion of the map. had to fight him away, got his health down more, and then he dropped down to like big pool of plasma, and you're fighting all the ads and everything, and fighting him, and he was circling your team.
So it's like an actual MMO boss.
Yeah, like an actual MMO boss. That part I did like about the strike. But the boss still felt bullet spongy. I don't know how else to... Felt like a typical Bungie bullet sponge, like the brutes from Halo 3. Like you just pounded as much ammo as you could into them, and they died.
Ugh. Yeah, that's kind of... I feel like the first game did okay with not having a ton of... Except for, like, Minotaurs. There weren't a ton of bullet spongy enemies. Like, most stuff you could deal with pretty handily. Or would be appropriately difficult for, like, the type of boss they are. Or type of enemy they are.
But at the final part of that strike, like, you almost... Like, the shield... Like, I keep going back to the Shield Brothers because... Those guys are like always engaging you every time you try to kill one. And when you do kill one of them, he takes his brother's armor and starts fighting you with it. Savage as hell, I know, but that's sick. That strike was awesome. This one, the boss doesn't really engage you. He just relies on the ads to keep coming up and pelting you and taking your shields down. Then he does some super mode and kills you. Kind of, I was like, okay, this kind of stupid. But now PvP, completely different story.
Yeah.
Things I
love
did
your
like,
PvP.
things I did like the gun balancing in Destiny 2. Perfect. I'm not talking like, oh, it's perfect by today's standards. I'm talking this is old school Bungie Halo 3 weapon balancing like they did back in old Halos, man. Perfect. Pistols handled like they're supposed to. They're not long-range weapons of mass destruction like they were in Destiny 1. Your scout
or like Halo 1.
Yeah, or Halo 1, for instance. Oh man, Master Chief. Anyways, but everything handled the way it's supposed to, and I didn't think ADS could get any better. And ADS is aim down sights, for those of you that don't know.
Sorry, what's ADS?
Aim down sights. ADS is aiming down sight. That's what that means. The acronym. You're doing your thing again, I know, but I'm going to roll with it because ThePimz. Anyways, I didn't think it could get much better than Destiny 2, than Destiny 1. My God, I don't know what kind of magic Bungie sprinkled, or Blizzard for that matter. I don't know who was doing this stuff, but they sprinkled some sort of magic into the formula that is Destiny 2's gunplay, and it's beautiful. Like, you guys have to experience it for yourself. There's no word that I can think of to describe how good it is. But,
so when you say balancing with the guns, my beef with PvP in Destiny is everybody uses the same goddamn weapon set.
Cool thing that they did with that, and I know where you're going with this. Big problem that Destiny 1 had with balancing. They had the perk system, which was cool from an MMO standpoint, and it was cool from like, they kind of like Borderlands did with all of the different gun perks that you can get, the randomizing of weapons and stuff. You can get a random rolls on your guns, and you can get these things called what we called God tier rolls, which was like perfect roll. You're gonna wreck everybody with this thing. You're gonna go into PvP, and if the guy across from you has the exact same gun but with a different roll, you're gonna murder him because your perks are better. Now they've negated all of that. Every weapon, so say, for instance, if I have this is a scout rifle that I use a lot, the Cryptic Dragon, and ThePimz has a Cryptic Dragon, and we face each other in Destiny 2. The man that walks away from that fight
is going
to be the one who's better. Yes, away from that fight. Because I'll end up whiffing a shot over his shoulder, going, mother, and dying immediately. But yeah.
That's good. I like hearing that because, like you say, the PvP was boring because I didn't get to use weapons that I enjoyed using.
Well, you would get steamrolled. Like, if the whole other team has teamed up and they're a clan and they all had like a god roll palindrome with freaking what was it, luck in the chamber and explosive rounds, dude, you're done. I'm sorry. There's no coming back from this time around in Destiny 2. They can't do that. Even the range on the gun. So if I try to shoot you from across the map with a hand cannon, there's damage fall off at a distance for the hand cannon because it's close to sometimes medium range if you're good with it at range.
Yeah.
Same goes for the SMG, close to medium. And still, even then, the SMG isn't good at a far medium range. Then you have your scout rifles, your pulse rifles, which are phenomenal at medium to long range, but when you're up close, you can't really handle them like that. You have to whip out a close range weapon. That's what I like about it. They diversed the weapon system to where you have to adapt to your play area. So if I'm in a long range setting, scout rifle, sniper rifle, or a pulse rifle.
See, I really enjoyed using a scout rifle, but it was actually really good in PvE, but I couldn't use it for shit in PvP because I just get palindromed. Yeah. I'd be done, and that just kind of killed PvP for me.
Or some asshole from across the map with Thorn would hit you 2 times and you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Thorn. Oh my god. I hope Thorn never comes back. I hate that weapon. I don't even use it. I have it. Still refuse to this day ever touch the Thorn in PvP. Forever. But
was a real thorn in your side?
It was a real thorn in my side. Freaking Bungie. I blame Bungie for everything. But yeah, Destiny 2, my fear it has nothing to do with the game itself. It has to do with the community. Like, people have gotten so complacent with just using hand cannons and having that as their crutch. I call it a crutch because anybody that uses a hand cannon and is somewhat decent with it can kill everybody.
Yeah.
Because a hand cannon you can hit people from across the map with it. As much as Bungie has tried to take away the meta that is the hand cannon, that is the hand cannon snipe rocket launcher combo, or however the hell you want to play it.
Yeah.
It's still there. And it'll always be there. They've taken away the meta to the point where it's primary meta. So your first 2 slots with weapons in Destiny is you have a kinetic, which is a primary weapon. Then you have your elemental, which is also a primary weapon. Your snipers, your shotguns, your rocket launchers, all of your big, heavy power weapons are now what they call a power weapon slot. And it's not always readily available. So I can't just go from my auto rifle or my pulse rifle and switch to a shotgun or sniper. That doesn't happen anymore. You have to have the ammo for it, and you get that from the weapons.
So it sounds like snipers and shotguns are going to be acting a lot more like the LMGs and rockets. Then,
yes.
Like they're all grouped together.
Yes, they are all grouped in their own thing called the power weapon slot.
Okay.
So you're not
because with the shotguns were extremely powerful in PvP.
They were snipers.
Yeah,
it was stupid. But now, so I will say in the beta, the shotguns were very powerful, but they had a massive fall off after you got past short range.
Yeah.
So
I'm finding games are being harsher and harsher with shotgun fall off.
Yeah.
Like using the 6.86 past 15-20 feet in PUBG
does nothing.
Nothing. You get within that 15 feet, it's a 2-tap. One in the chest, one in the head. It's a quick double click.
You get within walking distance of me in Destiny with a shotgun and you're done.
Yeah.
Like, one to the chest and it'll take out a Titan. Another thing I loved about Destiny 2 is all the supers are freaking badass.
I was going to ask you about the new...
Oh my god.
I'm specifically curious about the Hunter because Hunter main in Destiny 1.
Okay, so...
I saw a lot of people talking shit about the new Hunter, and then
because they
it was immediately followed by all these people going, well, maybe if you could do this, and then I think the one video I watched, the dude supered for probably 45 seconds, and just every time he swung, it was a kill. It was incredible.
Yeah. The Hunter. Okay, so cool thing they did with Destiny 2 is each class actually does what it's supposed to do if you were in an MMO setting. So your Hunter is your DPS monster. Your Warlock is kind of middle of the road, He does DPS, but he's not good at it. But he also does tanking, but he's not good at it. He's kind of a jack of all trades, but king of nothing.
Yeah.
And then you have your tank, which is your Titan. Like, Titan is very tanky now. He's strong. He has heavy armor.
He's got a literal shield.
He's got a literal shield that he can throw like Captain America. I'll get to that in a second.
That ice wall. Sorry, I want to go directly. Did you get to see that ice wall that we saw in the reveal?
Yes, but it's not an ice wall. It's an energy wall. And it has a... Okay, so now there's a new ability. So you have your grenade, your melee, and now you have an ability. Class ability. So if you're a Titan, you can throw up this energy shield, and you can't shoot through it, but nothing can shoot through it. You can walk through it. And if somebody walks through it, it will blind them a little bit. It'll show like a thing above their head to show that...
It'll be like the
it'll be like the
orb.
bubble.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that in a second, because the bubble's still here, just not a lot of people knew about it. Then you have another... There's one shield that does that and blocks everything, and then you have one that's shorter shield, and it kind of puts you in like, you know, the cover fire that they did in Gears of War.
Yeah,
where you can go down behind the wall.
It's probably like the
it's like that.
Is it mobile though? Is it like Army of Two with the shields?
No, it's stationary. But
okay.
So you block off a doorway, and you have a Titan sitting back there with like a heavy machine gun or something like that.
Yeah.
Up, empty your clip. You don't have to hit the reload button. You just let go of the aim down sight. He goes back underneath the shield, and it reloads his clip immediately. No. Yeah. It's dirty.
Oh, that's dirty, but that is smart.
It's so good for closing off a certain area. Like if you had two Titans doing that for an objective game type, you're not getting in there unless you have some really good people. The Hunter, on the other hand, has this ability. It's an evade ability. There's one that kind of does like a McCree, where you roll out of the way and it reloads all of your weapons.
Yes.
Or one of them.
Oh, that would have been so nice to have.
You shade jump out of the way and it recharges your melee ability. So
it's basically McCree or Genji.
Yeah, McCree or Genji. And then you have your Warlock, which has a healing aura, or one that deals, if you stand in it, you deal extra damage to the enemy.
So these abilities are separate from the supers?
Yes. They recharge just like your grenade or your melee. So
okay, I see.
It gives a lot more strategy to like building your team. That's what I love about it. It gives a lot more strategy to like, okay, if I'm going to go into a raid, what are we going to use and how are we going to utilize? Now supers, on the other hand, a lot of people gave the Hunter flack. They were like, oh, his super's so weak, blah, 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 blah. What people didn't understand about it is the new super has combos.
Yep.
You can actually do certain combos, and the longer you did his super, the stronger he got, and the more people you were able to kill. I killed a whole team twice in one round when I went into my Arc Strider for my Hunter.
I love the new Arc Strider.
I got the momentum up and just kept killing and killing and killing and killing. It was so sad.
I love that spear. That like spears and glaives as melee weapons are my weakness. I love fighting with stuff like that.
Oh, dude, and it like the animations look so freaking good. And then there's
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like it's as flashy as a Hunter should be in Destiny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like Arcblade was so like it wasn't flashy. It was just him teleporting everywhere, hitting people with a knife. This one shows him doing somersaults. You hit him with a spear.
Yeah.
And you, like hit you slam it on the ground and it shoots a ray out and kills him. It's so cool looking.
Can we talk about like the supers in Destiny 1 for a second?
Yeah.
Because specifically for the Hunter, because you've got the golden gun, literal glowing golden gun kills anything it hits, right?
Straight out of Goldeneye.
Yeah. You've got the void bow. You jump up into the air, you hit that super, you float, and depending what you got, you are firing this like ethereal freaking bow to like insta something and then tether everything around it.
Yeah.
And then there's Arcblade. Which is just like, it's a blink.
Yeah, it's a blink with a blade at the end of it. That's all it is.
It feels badass. but it's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody used it because it was super powerful.
Yeah, super strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we have, which is personally, I'm going to go to the Titan next. Because I love the way they redid the Titan Slam. So the Slam is now a mobile. It's what they call the roaming super. So you can you slam once and then you have arc energy forming around your body like you're Goku in Super Saiyan 3 mode. Like you're just running around. You can punch somebody. It's a one-hit kill with the melee. You can slam again and do an area attack on everybody. And you have up to, I counted 4 slams when you have your bar full. If you've done the slam and you've used a melee, you can do 2 more slams after that. But
damn.
You can hit up to 4 slams consecutively if somebody doesn't kill you. Because that one has less defense for the Titan than the Sentinel does, but it's really strong. Now, the Sentinel Titan is the tankiest thing I've ever seen in Destiny. Okay, so so the Sentinel Titan, you can do a 2-step. It's a 2-step super. You can tap the super buttons, which is R1, L1 for a PlayStation controller, or R2, L2 for the
RBLB.
RBLB, yeah, for the Xbox. You can tap it and you do the Captain America shield, or you can hold it and he'll form the bubble. Now, the cool thing with the bubble is over time it starts deteriorating and the energy starts eating away over time. It looks really cool, and people can start shooting through those holes in the bubble.
Ooh, fancy.
It looks really cool while it's happening, because I did one just to see like what it would do, and over time like holes start to form and you see the bubble just kind of vanishing, and you're like in imminent danger. It kind of brings like urgency to, okay, we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because the old one just kind of like flashed out of existence, didn't it? Yeah.
Then if you do the shield, okay, so you can sprint around with the shield and it can create an energy shield in front of you. What we did, I think Dust might have been with me. I did the energy shield and I was running forward and absorbing all the bullets from the oncoming team. And as my super started to run out, Dust popped his Arc Strider, and we had gotten close enough to where he could just decimate the entire other. Now,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it makes for some really sick looking gameplay. No, it's not a one-trick pony though, because you can shield smash with the shield as well. When you're full sprint, you can shield smash, and then you can take the shield and throw it, and it actually tracks all of the enemies in that area and will bounce off of them, like Captain America shield.
So that's something that they had shown off, right?
It was.
How does that feel?
Oh, it's so good because you can do it more than once. If you have enough super left, you can do it more than once. And it's an insta kill on any other super. If they're in Dawnblade, you throw your shield at them, they're dead. If they're an Arc Strider and he's running at you, Arc Strider does not want to run at Sentinel Titan and super. It will not end well. I promise. Dawnblade, I'm going to start talking about that one real fast. It's basically the Warlock version of Hammer Titan. That's the easiest thing.
Because really you shoot up into the air.
Yeah, you shoot up in the air. Yeah. You have angel wings, and you're raining hellfire down upon your enemies, and you have a sword. Like, it's really cool. It looks cool, but it's like, I've done this before.
Hey, look, they reused a mechanic.
Yeah, they kind of reused a mechanic and give it to the Warlock. Okay, have fun with that, Warlock. I've been playing it for the last 3 years. Well, smack at Warlock.
So this brings us now to like the regular Warlock, the Void Bolt, right?
This is the only one that's not a roaming super. But
except the super itself roams.
Yeah, the super itself roams. It's a giant ball of Void Death Star. And what's cool about it, didn't know that Doc did. He threw the super out and it was tracking the other team, but they ran back to their base. Well, he was like, Whiteshadow, shoot the orb. I shot the orb and it killed all of them. So it's like a giant spirit bomb.
It's like the pulse rifle in Unreal.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, if you shoot now, you can shoot it at the ground and kill everybody. But the other version, that's the normal like 3-phase dunk that we called it. The other one is that roaming ball of death, and you have your team shoot it while it's over the other team, and it kills all of them.
I had so much fun watching people just like they'd fire the roaming ball, and then they'd follow it for like. Some of them were like 30 seconds. It's just like chasing somebody down. And it's like,
I've been at the receiving end of it. It's not fun. It's scary.
Because that would be so stressful to run from.
Dude, it's like my blood pressure got up because I was full, like my super was almost out on Sentinel Titan. I was like, there's no way I'm blocking that thing. So I started running the other way, and my team had just spawned, and I was like, no. And then boom.
Do not.
I was like, don't do that. But we all died. It was awful. But yeah, Destiny 2 is going to be fun. Of course, being a Destiny player and playing the pre-alpha, the alpha, the beta, and then eventually the actual final game, I'm excited for it. But just like with any new, like I was like this with Halo 2. I was mega scared, but I think Bungie is going to pull it off just like they did with Halo 2. Competitive gaming is coming back to the Bungie side. They partnered with Blizzard. It's on PC now. It's like they're doing a lot of things right. Which kind of brings me to Star Wars Battlefront. Because
okay, so this one I wasn't huge on Star Wars Battlefront, but Battlefront 2 I'm thinking I might be picking up, and I'm thinking I might be playing it more than Destiny 2.
It's looking pretty good.
It's looking real good.
The cinematics alone are some of the best I've ever seen on console.
Yeah. It's looking like they took the formula from the original Battlefronts and refreshed it and brought it up to like modern standards.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it covers all eras of Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan and you bought the original, forget everything you thought about the original Battlefront that came out on PS4 and buy this one.
Yeah, this game it looks like something else entirely.
And I actually just read something while we're sitting here. They're planning on updating it with every new release of the movies. So when The Force Awakens, not The Force Awakens, that's already come out. When The Last Jedi
when The Force Awakens comes out,
Shut up. When The Last Jedi comes out, they'll update it with like old Luke, new Rey, like Kylo, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Kylo's already in the game, but like they're gonna update it with where Kylo's different. At current standing. Probably gonna put Snoke in there if he has Force powers, which probably is.
If he gets off his ass.
But yeah, they're gonna continually update it with each new movie release, which I'm super about. But I'm hoping it doesn't tank like the first game, because the first game was a massive letdown.
Yeah, I know a few people that still play it, but they don't. They're like hardcore Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And granted, I still play it because I have it on my PS4 and I love Star Wars, and it's a good game, but it's not what was promised to me. Speaking of something that was promised to me, this isn't on our list, but I want to talk about No Man's Sky.
Oh god, yeah.
They just released the patch today.
Yeah, a year late.
Oh god, No Man's Sky.
I don't know what they're thinking.
Worst $60 I have ever spent on any video game in the history of my gaming career. Right there.
I mean, people are.
I commend them for still continually updating their mistake that they made.
Yeah, they're sticking with it at least.
But Sean Murray pulled a Peter Molyneux times 3,000. If you guys don't know who Peter Molyneux is, that's the guy who made the Fable series, which lied through his teeth about everything. Don't even get me started on that one, because that's a whole other subject. I can go on for hours about him.
Yeah.
But everything that was promised about No Man's Sky didn't deliver, and all of a sudden, here they are a year later popping up stuff that they were going to promise. I commend them for doing and supporting a game that so many people paid for at launch. Even Sony's like tweeting out, hey, here's the new update. It's awesome. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, I'm still not buying it. That's as simple as it is.
Come on, Pimz.
And the people that I know that are buying it are only buying it because it's half price.
How much is it now? 30?
20. It's like $26.99 or something.
Dude, it's not even worth $1.
Nope.
Have you seen what? I don't want to spoil the ending for anybody, but I'm asking you: have you seen what happens at the end of the game?
Nope, I have not.
I will DM you about it, and it will make you loathe that company so much more.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Like it hurt me personally as a human being when I reached the end of that game, and I spent so much time trying to finish it. I was just like, if Sean Murray was sitting right here and I had a sword next to me, probably decapitate because of how stupid this ending is. No Man's Sky. If you're listening right now, don't buy it. Just don't waste your money. The update, I'm not even going to update the game. It's not even installed on my PlayStation anymore because of how crappy the game is. Enough said about that.
Do you mind if we take a quick break?
Yeah,
I need to use the washroom again.
No, you're fine, man.
I broke the seal. I'm sorry. Okay, so No Man's Sky notwithstanding.
No.
One game that I am excited about for a variety of reasons is Weeb Souls, aka Code Vein. This game, I saw my first glimpse of it at E3. It's a anime style Dark Souls game, and the whole vibe of it, just as far as like the character design goes, it screams Tokyo Ghoul to me. Are you familiar with Tokyo Ghoul at all?
Oh yes.
Shadow? Yeah.
Oh yes.
So I have always I've been looking for a Tokyo Ghoul game since I first watched the anime. I need to read the manga. People are probably gonna go be like, you're basing it on the wrong thing. Okay, fine, whatever. It's still a really good anime. I've been hoping for a game of sorts, and I think this will kind of fill that gap for me. Because it is just like the most anime thing I have seen. Like it's I don't even know how to describe like one of the weapons they show you is just like a dude with a giant freaking like glowing red and black armored fist.
Doomfist.
You watch not quite. We should talk. People have talked about Overwatch. It's fine.
Yeah.
But just one of the things, the reason I compare it so much to Tokyo Ghoul is at the beginning of the like trailer, not even the gameplay trailer, just the trailer. The dude looks up into the camera. He's got a normal face, and then this mask wraps up and forms, and it just looks like fucking Ken's mask. It looks almost identical, and I just went, holy shit, this feels like what I've been looking for.
Yep.
And I'm also like slowly becoming addicted to Souls type games. I've been playing Bloodborne off and on stream for like the better part of a month now. It makes me so salty, but I can't put it down.
How they reel you in though.
Yeah, and it looks like this game is going to. I have so little information on this game.
I just know it's coming out in 2018.
If you guys have, if you guys have more information or links to anything other than the E3 game or E3 trailers, there's the one that's like. There's a video called Anime Souls that has some gameplay and then the trailer at the end. If you guys have more information, send it to me. Hit me up on Twitter, like at me on there. You don't hear me say that often. I hate being added.
At me on Twitter, yo.
Yeah. Just like, I need to know more about this game. This is one of the few games at E3 that grabbed me and I went, okay, I'm probably going to play this. You know, the way it handles on the gameplay demo.
It reminds me. When I was even watching like the trailer, it reminded me of Dark Souls mixed with Devil May Cry, mixed with like, God, I don't even know. But like Pimz, I'm a hack and slash gamer. I finished all of the Devil May Cries on Dante Must Die mode. Like, like I should put that crap on my resume.
Yep. Yeah. Oh god, it looks. I'm excited. I am genuinely excited for this game. That's honestly like that game is the only way for me to end my part of this like games we're excited about. Is there any other game that you want to talk about?
Well, since we're on anime,
oh god,
there's a game coming out next month, and if you guys know me, I love mech, Armored Core, Zoids, and something near and dear to my heart. Like I love animes, I love Bleach, I love Dragon Ball Z, but there's one that trumps everything, and that's Gundam.
Oh, we're gonna do Gundam Versus now?
Finally.
Yeah.
After all of these years, since the PlayStation 2, I have a Gundam game in North America. There have been some in Japan that I wasn't able to get my hands on because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
But finally, we have one that covers all eras, all 92 mobile suits that have ever been in Gundam. And you get to fight them through all of their respective storylines and online play. And my dear boy, holy crap. Like, I told Doc about this, and he was like, this is going to pull us away from Destiny 2, bro. What are we going to do? I was like, I don't know about you, but I'm playing with some Gundams. Like, when that game comes out, I might not play Destiny 2 for a little while.
Yeah.
Because I love Gundam.
They've got everything from, like they've got RX-78-2, they've even got, like, Barbados, like, holy crap, this is everything.
They've got everything from the oldest one to the newest one that's covering, like, Gundam Wing, that's covering Seed, 00, 08 the Mess Team, 0093, like, Stardust Memory is probably my favorite one.
Yeah?
I have a massive love, because that's one that I watched as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Alongside the original story with RX-78-2. Stardust Memory was amazing. Well written, had awesome storyline. The animation was perfect. Like it like Cowboy Bebop has a really good animation. That was the level of animation in Stardust Memory. And I cannot wait to play through that storyline again. And I'm so hyped because you guys get to see it on stream, and I'm excited about it.
Like, yeah, this is.
I'm done.
Every once in a while, I forget about Gundam, and then something comes up, and I need to go finish Iron-Blooded Orphans now. Like,
I might actually watch some Gundam after this podcast is done.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's
that comes out in
that's real quick, isn't it?
September 28th.
Yeah, because there's an open beta that's supposed to happen soonish, but not confirmed on a date.
Is there?
Which I thought was weird. That's the whole reason I brought this up to you.
Yeah, because I had completely forgot about it. I thought it was 2018, and then you sent it to me, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, this just changed a lot of stuff for 2017 streams.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, there's been a lot of game changers this year for games. It's been a good year. I can genuinely say it has been a good year.
I concur.
You know, PUBG has been incredible for me. I put 150 hours into that game in the first month. I don't put that kind of time into games. Like, I have 100 hours in Witcher 3, and that's one of my favorite all-time games.
PUBG also came out at a very good time, though, because they came out at a time where, like...
It came out in a lull.
Yeah, Destiny was in a lull time, still is.
Yeah.
Tons of games were. So you see Overwatch and PUBG, like, shoot to the top.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could do an entire podcast on Overwatch. Oh, my God.
Do you love Overwatch, Pims?
I do. I do
too.
I even have my Pachimari that sits on my desk.
The freaking 1v1 was so awesome.
That was a lot of fun. I'm still mad at myself.
Shout out to Flex G for winning that entire thing. You the man.
Yeah, that was impressive. I got taken out in the second round. I can't say shit. Yeah. So that's it for me for games.
Same.
Okay. Yee, it's time. It's time. So this is a segment that I call Pim's Playlist. You guys can find my Spotify, just ThePimz, all one word. There's a playlist on there called TRUtalk-Pim's Playlist. All the music that we talk about here, as far as specific songs, will be on there. Oh my god, the last 2 weeks in a row, I have been up till like...
What was that?
That was... I opened Spotify on my... I opened Spotify on my PC and it started playing on my phone. What? Alright. That's awkward. But, oh my god. Okay, so, last week, I'm getting geared up to go to Chasing Summer. We're going to talk a bit about that. The night I'm packing, it's like 10 o'clock. I get a notification from Spotify that Rez's new album is live. Holy shit. So the album's called Mass Manipulation. I've seen a lot of the tracks already as singles, but oh my word. This is one of 2 albums that have come out in the last week exactly, that have just like left me speechless. Like, they are... Rez continues to impress. I started listening to her probably back in January. Purple Gusher, there's a lot of tracks that just so good. So highlights from this.
I was gonna say, I was recently, like, you kind of reintroduced me to Rez because I didn't listen to her much.
Yeah.
I've noticed since I listened to that initial like test, I put on the V Modas today and I was listening to them just to kind of refresh myself.
I told you the V Modas.
I got my tube amp, you know, the one I built.
Yeah.
I got that thing out, plugged in the freaking V Modas, and my god.
Yeah, I've been cranking Rez out of the HS8s. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you got a chance to listen to the whole album then?
Didn't get a chance to listen to the whole album because the baby, but
yeah,
I listened to a few songs. I think Mass Manipulation was one of them. Or is that the album?
That's the album.
That's the album.
So my highlights are Relax, Deluded Brains, Premonition, and Livid.
Let's see. I listened to just off of the new one. I don't even know how to say it.
Synesthesia?
Yeah, synesthesia.
I don't even know.
Say that.
Yeah.
Livid, Premonition, and I listened to Ascension.
I'm not sure how I feel about Ascension. It's a good track, but I don't think I like it as much as the other ones I listed.
It was interesting.
Because
Premonition's amazing.
Premonition is so good, and it is so good live. So that's the thing with this album, is it came out 2 days or 3 days before I got to go see Rez live twice in one day.
Kind of jelly about that.
Like, I got to see her at Chasing Summer, and then we went to the after party that she was the headliner for after that.
A little bit about
and
Rez.
Like, so,
Did you know she was discovered by Deadmau5?
Yep. She's on Mousetrap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That right there.
She is also tiny, by the way. She is not a big lady. It's funny seeing her on stage because, like, she's almost up. Some of the stage stuff is like up to her armpits, but she projects so much like presence. It's really, really funny. It was a very good show. The effects were incredible. The sound system was one of the PK festival systems, so like sitting probably 50 plus feet back, I still couldn't hear anything. My tinnitus is infinitely worse than it was when I got there because I did not take earplugs. I am actually sitting here. One of the things I've been fiddling with while we talk is a pair of Ruth C&P earplugs that I got to continue going to festivals and taking care of my hearing. take care of your ears. You're not going to miss out on a lot of stuff if you put earplugs in. Some of these systems are so loud that you'll actually get a better experience with some of the channels getting drowned out by the earplugs. But, okay, so Relax has one of the creepiest hooks I've heard in a song. But it's just the way that this track just like it's stuck in my head most days. Like it's not even funny. Relax and Diluted Brains are my top two. Diluted Brains, just the way that it kicks is, it makes me happy. It makes me very, very happy. So this brings me to talking a bit about Chasing Summer, which was a music festival in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I was down there with my artist, Rel Savo. We just went down for the weekend, grabbed an Airbnb. Really nice place, really cool lady. And we just went and listened to music for a few days. I got sunburned to all get out, managed not to get a heat stroke. But we got to see Grand Theft, Millennium. I found this new artist that I'm quite happy, and I didn't get a chance to go through their catalog before this podcast, called Loud Luxury. I highly recommend checking them out. These guys were really fun on stage, and they were off on one of the side stages too, which I thought was interesting because they were on the same stage as Grand Theft, and I would have thought that Grand Theft would be a main stager. Don't ask me. I'm not the event planner. Definitely check out Loud Luxury. Those guys were fantastic to see live. Their music is well produced. I like that whole. I got to see Zed live. We got to see Tiesto.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, Tiesto was the Saturday headliner for this.
No way.
This is one of the. Yeah,
he's the highest paid DJ in the entire world.
Yep.
Dude, he's
this festival is one of the biggest in Canada.
Oh, I gotta go. Zed and Tiesto alone are two of my favorites.
Yeah.
Granted,
so
I want to say something to everybody. This music isn't for everybody. Like, you have to like electronic music to understand and appreciate it. But we're speaking to a lot of people out in the True fam right now. Like,
yeah. Oh
these
my
are
goodness.
top-tier artists.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so that was fantastic. That was my first full-blown festival in a very long time. And it's making me go, okay, what's coming up in town? What does because my city has a very, very we have a huge music scene. We used to have one of the top hardcore and metal scenes. Unfortunately, most of the venues got shut down, so that's all died off. As far as Canada goes, we've got some pretty big, pretty high prowess venues. It's I love living in my city and being an audiophile. That's all I can really say about that.
Hey Pimz, we're still mad at you guys for Justin Bieber and Drake. I just want to throw that out there.
How are you mad at us for Drake?
Hotline Bling? Ring a bell?
One song?
I'm just messing with you. I like Drake. Justin Bieber.
Bieber's
he's gotten better. But
he's gotten better and worse. It's I don't know. We're not gonna get into that one. Chasing Summer was fantastic. I'm looking at some new stuff or some new ones. Might mean missing recording a podcast depending on timing. Just to try and help with this segment as far as getting more information in. Let's talk about fucking Sunreal.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get a chance to listen to them, but I can do it right now.
You need to, because he dropped an album last night, and it is the #1 album on the Canadian iTunes charts. He popped Kendrick to 3rd. He popped Jay-Z to 2nd.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is another album where I've heard a lot of the tracks already as singles. But Sunreal is this Canadian rapper. And I can't even compare his style to anyone else, because he's got this variety that he does that still stays. He's still Sunny in all of his tracks, regardless of whether it's more on the rap side or more on the pop side. Like, they're all consistently him, and his message is so strong and so emotionally charged. Like, the songs that he's got on this album. So most people will probably recognize Can I Get a Witness? It was on an Apple ad, I think last year, or it's an older track, but it was on an Apple ad at some point.
I have heard that stuff. That's, yeah. All right. I'm a big rap fan.
Yep.
Like, I used to listen like Tupac. I still listen to Biggie. God, I love Biggie. This
Sonny,
right here,
if you like the '90s style rapping, Sonny is for you.
True 100% rap. There's very few artists right out there still to this day that are true rap. Like, of course, Eminem. Dude still raps about his life and about what goes on every day. Rap is about the experiences you have in life. This bullcrap, like what Lil Wayne used to do, talking about like freaking going to the club and all that bullcrap.
This is one of my favorite things with Sonny, is he makes fun of rappers like Lil Wayne. Like, one of his tracks, he's got a single word is auto-tuned, and it's him saying Bugatti, and it's a reference to a Lil Wayne track, and it makes me so happy. He also, I think it's in Believe. He, the line is like, oh, why is it not coming to me? Basically, like, his message there is like, if he can make us smile, he's done his job, and then if we can make him smile, we're all gonna be fine. But after the last time that he like uses that line, he does this like really awkward imitation of a Wiz Khalifa laugh, and then immediately goes Wiz Khalifa laugh, and I tear up. Like, it takes me from like this like very, very somber state to, oh my god, this dude is so funny in like an instant. Oh, savage. It cracks me up so good. So the album is called One Long Dream. He's kind of been hinting at it in other tracks for a while. My three highlights. Problems. If you're feeling down on your luck, this and Supersize. Like, these are two of the songs that I have on my Drive playlist that just, like, they help me just, like, pull myself out of whatever rut I'm in. And then there's Go Play, which is a lot of fun because it's one of his commentary tracks where he's like, his rap is basically telling everyone to get off his fucking nuts and go play. Like, just go away. Just go play in the. It is so good. Like, at first, I was like, what the fuck is this song? And then, as I kept listening, I fell more and more for it. And it's like, it's a lot of fun to listen to. And honestly, I kind of want to have this attitude with, like, anybody who gets, like, who starts acting like I haven't worked for anything, right? Like, I don't get a lot of that, just so we're clear. Like, this isn't something, but it's like, that's the attitude I want to have of, okay, just go play in the yard, you know,
like when we experience
Pimz is working. Yeah.
But is any of those songs as good as the greatest rap song of all time, Till I Collapse by Eminem and Nate Dogg? Come on. Dude, you gotta admit, Till I Collapse is one of the best.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's one song.
It's too. It is the Call of Duty theme song to me.
Oh, come on! I hated it.
I can't undo that. I can't. I had it on the same playlist that I've got these Sunreal tracks on.
Dude, I listen to that. Like sometimes when I get really down on myself, I listen to that before I stream or do like anything big. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shake it all off.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it.
I will say though, Sunreal has. It's like when Macklemore and Ryan Lewis came out with that album. Well, like it's been 4 years now, and they just broke every freaking record in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is
I feel like that
good.
album is that caliber.
Yeah. So now that I'm done gushing about this album and about Sunreal in general, I've got a few picks for today.
Tim's picks coming at you live.
Did somebody just come in and say, "Hey, big girl"?
No.
No, they couldn't have. Okay, never mind. I'm losing it.
Excuse me, what?
I am losing it. I gotta look at the recording after this. I don't even know. Unless you were talking to Hazel.
No, I wasn't talking to my dog.
Oh, okay. Well, this is awkward.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't Briggsy coming around the corner?
I hope not. That would mean he made it all the way in here without me noticing. Okay, so I've got some picks for today.
Oh my god. Okay, Pim's picks.
First one. It's from an artist called Echoes. And Shadow, you're gonna want to listen to this one if you haven't already.
Okay.
It is a cover of Shadow of the Day.
Well.
And we'll see Shadow next time. So straight in the feels. Yeah. Straight in the feels, guys. That is a Linkin Park cover. It came out very, very shortly after
can't listen
the news.
To it right now. I'll start crying.
Yeah. Go listen afterwards.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put that one in because Linkin Park was a huge part of my life growing up, and
Rest in peace, Chester.
A lot of us felt that loss.
That was this was the caliber of like when Robin Williams passed away.
Yeah.
Same stick in the heart.
Yeah, so there's that track. That's my way of saying, thank you for all the years, all the music he gave us over the years. That one came up on my release radar on Spotify, and I kind of might have curled up in a ball at my desk for a little bit. On a lighter note, we've got a new track from Marshmello featuring Khalid called Silence. Beautiful vocals, very, very well produced. Marshmello doing his thing as always. Definitely check that out. That is a song worth checking out. Now, I love Matt Stubbs. I use Matt Stubbs' remixes for a bunch of tracks. And so there's a Not Your Dope remix on this playlist of Kings and Queens of Summer by Matt Stubbs.
Ooh, that's good.
That is a good track.
I want to have to check that out.
Yeah. That track is wonderful. We've got Rapture by Kuro.
Good track.
K-U-U-R-O.
Mm-hmm.
They're currently sneaking up on my list of favorite electronic artists. This song is insanely intense. If you get stressed out by like very intense, very heavy bass and electronic music, this track is not for you. I think we all have that one genre that kind of stresses us out. So listen to this one carefully. We've also got Kingdom by Phantom Sage. I believe this is actually an NCS release.
Mm-hmm. That one shows up on the Monster Cat now. They updated the playlist.
Yeah. Very, very good track. Definitely check that out. Another one we have here is something called Here Again by Puppet. Puppet is one of these... Puppet is like... he has this very, very, very like mellow, almost dark style to his music. It's very like calming, down to earth. I love a lot of his tracks, and this is one of his vocal tracks. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's got a bit of angst going on, so if you're going through like some drama, might help you out a little bit. And my final track is not a new one. It's not super new. It's April. It's from April of this year. It's a track called Vessel by Shipwreck, Zookeepers and Trousers. Check that one out. That one's been on a few of my playlists, and I wanted to talk, like, just mention it, get a little extra recognition for it. Solid track. Like I said, it's been on a lot of my playlists. Once again, it's electronic. It's very, very. I don't even really. You gotta listen to it. Just listen to it. Just trust me. If you don't like it, that's okay. Not everybody's gonna like it.
Like I said earlier, electronic music isn't for everybody.
Yeah, and then I have an honorable mention. There's a new Queens of the Stone Age track that came up on my radar today.
Ooh.
It was good, but I don't think it's enough to sell all of their new stuff for me. It definitely, it still feels like Queens of the Stone Age, but it didn't give me the same kind of... Because listening to stuff like 3s and 7s, it just like, it brings me back to some of my younger days, listening to a lot of rock, a lot of alternative.
But they haven't progressed.
I think it's very simply, they've progressed in a direction that I don't personally identify with.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not like there's certain artists that have progressed in like more towards. They've grown through their previous style into something new, but it still feels the same. This feels a bit too different for me. It's very, very heavy. They've still got a lot of the same old like Queens of the Stone Age riffs, but I don't know. It didn't feel right. Did not feel right.
Have they changed any band members? Because usually that happens when you like change a band member.
I did not look into that. That'll be worth looking into. I'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, because usually like with rock or metal or like anything that deals with like guitar or music in general, if they like bands in general, if they change a couple band members, like I'm a big heavy metal fan, metalcore, like all of that stuff. Bring Me the Horizon is one of my favorite. Even just him losing his vocal cords, they changed their tune a lot. Like he can't do the screams anymore, so they're not as heavy. He does more singing now, if that makes sense. Yeah. So they changed their tune, but it's for the better. But
it is still like really good.
Yeah, it is still really good.
Okay, I didn't plan on talking about this album. The new... Oh, God. All right.
What, Queens of the Stone Age?
No, I actually want to talk about A Day to Remember.
Oh, man. Something near and dear to my heart.
Oh, God. Their newest album, like Bad Vibrations, pulled me back into the hardcore scene, like musically. You know, you've got Bad Vibrations, Paranoia, Naivety, and then you've got songs like Turn Off the Radio, We Got This. Like, this is such an ADTR album. It's got that variety that only they can do.
So good.
It's, like, I listened to that album end to end for weeks after it came out, just like nothing else. I know there's a few true fam who are sitting there going, yes, exactly, I love this, I didn't know you were into A Day to Remember. Also, shout out to Caribou, his tattoo of the Homesick album cover.
Yeah, I know, dude. Right?
Like that is such a cool tattoo. And then the date on the signs is it was either the date that he met his wife or the day that he proposed. Does that sound?
Who, Caribou?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Caribou, hit us up. We'll correct ourselves next time if we got it wrong. But
that's pretty sick.
Yeah. Still, I think of him every time I listen to A Day to Remember now.
Day to Remember is near and dear to my heart because I saw them when they were still in high school.
Because I lived way back.
Yeah, way back. Like when they first started on MySpace, like they followed me on MySpace because I was a local guy because they lived in Ocala.
Yep.
And I went to a rival high school, so like when everybody went to a party, they were there performing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, like I hung out with A Day to Remember before they were ever big, and like, because I lived in between Plant City and Tampa, and they were from Ocala, and like all of the kids at like our rival high schools all hung out together. So like football games, A Day to Remember was there performing. Parties that we would go to, like they were everywhere. And then when they hit it big, I was like, man, this is my band right here. Like I grew up with them. I love Linkin Park. They're my favorite band of all time. But I feel like I have a much more emotional connection to A Day to Remember because I kind of feel like I discovered them with like kids that live near me. But like when people talk about A Day to Remember and show their love for it, it's like, yes, someone else that shares my passion for this band.
You are so full of surprises. Like all of the little things, like from the MLG Halo, like now, like this is. It's always funny the things I find out about you. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind.
A bromance was just formed. Forged in the fires of TRUtalk.
Yeah. That's why I want to do this, is I want to get in here and I want to fucking talk with the other sponsors. Because none of us we don't game anymore.
I know, man.
And we've got all these new guys and girls. And it's like, let's do something as the sponsor team.
Not even the sponsor team. Let's do something as a team.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the girls that were sponsored. I know you guys are a small minority right now. And I know there's only 2 of you. But shout out to Khaleesi and Miss Hobo Slayer for being the first 2 girls to be sponsored by TRUgaming. You guys are doing us proud. Big shout out to the other sponsors.
Wait, does Dana not count?
Is Dana sponsored? Oh, well, yeah.
Excellent couple.
Excellent couple. I see them as the first couple sponsored, though. I don't see them as, like, I'm not going to single her out because it's not her single sponsor. It's their couple. But, shout out. I'll throw Dana in there. Shout out to you guys. Sorry, Dana.
Sorry, he forgot about you.
Well, I see them as like the first couple sponsored, and it's like, but shout out to all the sponsors. You guys are doing us proud out there. Something I kind of want to hit on, like moving away from the music real quick. TRUgaming to me, like seeing it grow the way I have, and just being here. I'm sure Caribou and Volat can like vouch for this as well. Seeing it grow into something more than just streaming, and seeing the community go from like, we started out with like 30 members, I think, and we've grown to almost, I want to say we're pushing 14 or 1500. Quote me if I'm wrong.
1393. I checked today.
1393. So almost 1400. We're pushing 1400 members, guys. That's a far cry from where we were a year ago.
Yeah.
TRUgaming is becoming something like, I want to see us become a titan in the streaming arena. We've got a lot of stuff that we're working on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. We're not going to talk about that. But I do want to give a shout out to the community. You guys are amazing. Like, you guys don't just support one singular streamer and the TRUgaming team. You support every single sponsor each and every day that they go live. That goes for ThePimz, King Robu, Shady, all of the new guys even. Like, it blows my mind how amazing this community is. And if you guys, like, the people that aren't a part of it that happen to listen to this podcast, if you like gaming or if you like to watch streams and stuff like that, join us, become a part of the community. You'll learn so much about gaming, streaming. Like, this is the place to be, and we're not going anywhere. I just love this community, and I love all of the sponsor streamers. All of you guys have done such a great job, and I can't wait for the new charity stream coming up. So
yep, that's gonna be something. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
And me and Vlog were talking about this today about the charity stream. That's gonna be a big one for us. I think because anytime you get we always do it big for the vets, but not only the vets this time, it's also about doggos.
Puppers!
Who doesn't love puppers, man? Do it for the puppies. So, just a shout out to the community and shout out to everybody in TRUgaming. You guys are amazing, and from a personal standpoint, I have such a love for this community. You guys are my family. So thank you so much for being awesome. But with that, go ahead, Pimz.
So with that, we're going to move on to, we do have one question this week.
We do?
If you guys want to submit some questions, we are going to be giving away one TRUgaming shirt per week for the next few coming episodes to individuals in the US. This is US only. Randomly from those who submit questions to TRUtalk@TRUgaming.com. So this question is for you, Whiteshadow.
Okay.
So the question is, who specifically is the Threadripper aimed at as an audience? That one coming from ThePimz.
Oh my god. Do I need to go back and read what I said?
No, I've got it here. I have you on record as saying basically someone like TRUgaming or YouTubers like Linus or Jay's 2 cents. So again, if you guys wanna submit some questions, so I don't have to torment Whiteshadow next episode.
Just wait.
Yeah, watch nobody submit just so that they can see what I come up with next time.
Oh my god, it'll be something from Discord.
I
said it, I typed it, and I was like, "That sounds like a really general, stupid statement, Whiteshadow. Good job."
And then I turned it back on you, and you almost strangled me.
Just like when I shot you in the back of the head with a freaking shotgun.
Exactly like that. Except that time I didn't deserve it.
Foreshadowing from that point, he totally deserved it.
Wow.
Just
rude.
joking, dude. I am happy though that the whiteshadowing has stopped within the TRUfam. That is a plague that I'm glad is gone.
Yeah.
It
got so out of hand. If you guys
go back and watch past broadcasts of broadcasters. Are you fucking?
There's a clip for it actually on Whiteshadow's channel.
Yes, there is. Plenty of them.
The origin. Actually, yeah, there's probably a lot of them.
There's the origin of the whiteshadowing. It's like a zombie. It was like a zombie virus that spread through us. There was an origin, and it just spread.
Yeah, I was victim 0.
Yeah, he was patient 0.
Oh, I just remembered Shady throwing top 10 games to Whiteshadow people. Oh.
Or the time, you both didn't see it coming, and I was just like, boom, couldn't done.
Ugh.
And Shady was just like, I didn't even deserve it. And I'm like, you did. Because no one whiteshadows the Whiteshadow. Oh, but man. Good time.
Do you have any more closing remarks?
I do not have any more closing remarks other than to say thank you guys for listening.
And that's the same for me.
Oh.
So, thank you guys for listening. I'm Doc, and you can also hear... Oh, I did it again.
Did it again, man.
I did it again.
Freaking, you're not Doc, by the way.
I'm not Doc. I'm not Doc.
And
I am the Pimz.
This is not Stream Key.
This is not Stream Key. You guys can check Stream Key out. There's actually going to be a Stream Key episode live on the TRUgaming channel the same day this goes up on Monday, August 14th.
I'm gonna plug that real fast.
The day after, and on all of the same platforms we're on. Once again, if you guys have questions, email them to TRUtalk@TRUgaming.com. If you want to check out the Discord, it's discord.gg/TRUgaming. If you guys are interested in some gaming servers, or maybe just some pretty cool TRUgaming swag, head over to TRUgaming.com. When you're checking out, if you find a server you like, if you find a shirt you like, if you buy a hat, use the code TRUtalk to save a bit of money, and it'll help us improve the podcast in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you share this podcast with your friends, your family, anybody you like or people you don't like.
Have them submit questions so we can badger them.
Yep. And yeah, that's...
But guys, on Monday, be sure to catch Stream Key. I am going to be live. I'm going to be Skyping in. I'm not going to be at the office this time. But we're going to be with Funcom. And we're going to be talking about the developer relations with streamers. It's going to be a good one. Don't miss it. But without further ado, this has been TRUtalk with Pimz and myself. And we thank you guys for coming out. Hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you guys have a great one, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Hey, Shadow.
Yo, what's up?
You ready to record? I totally didn't record any of that.
Yeah, man, that was a good rehearsal.